Our time, friends. Es nuestro momento. It's our time. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. I am a mom. I am a sister. I am a cousin. I am a widow. I am a friend. And most of all, I am a Democrat. Yeah, and I'm running for Texas State House of Representatives, District 7. And you put every Republican you know on notice. We see you, and we're coming for you. I am Marlena Cooper.
Hey, we didn't start it. You know, it's another day, another beautiful day. Today we do have a wonderful person with us today that's going to tell us about a little bit of her life. And I mean, I don't want to say your name. The people need to know your name.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't introduce you like you can introduce you.
Hey, look, and I like that. Okay, thank y'all for having me. My name is Marlena Cooper, and I am running for Texas House of Representatives, District 7, and that covers Harrison, Gregg, and Marion counties. I like to tell people everything from Wascom to Gladewater and everything in between. I'm originally from Jefferson, Texas, but I moved back 4.5 years ago and chose to move to the south side of Longview. So you can find me over there. Oh, Marbly.
Got you.
That's what it is.
You ain't hiding nowhere.
No, no, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
We out here.
Have you embraced the Longview spirit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm a rocking Lobo.
Oh,
you know, but I'm a bulldog in my heart.
Okay.
But I'm rocking that Lobo on the weekends. But you know what? In the spirit of my district, I like for everybody to win. You know?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
a Lobo at heart though. We stole your heart.
Listen. I gotta support where I am. On a random Friday, you will find me at a Lobo game. Yeah, my niece plays in the band. Can I say that? Okay,
yeah,
my niece plays in the band. There we go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Got you.
You know, people from Jefferson.
Why you ain't go to
watch it
Tyler?
too,
Yeah, I want people from Jefferson to watch it because I'm there too. Listen, I'm definitely there. I'm always, like I said, I'm a bulldog in my heart. I'm definitely always in Jefferson. I'm running with the little leaguers now in Jefferson. Yeah, the little league team. They got me.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that Longview out of it though. I got to, extend that. It's Longview.
It is Longview, and shout out to my cousin Malcolm Kelly. You know what I mean? So always, even though I've been gone here, there, and everywhere, I've always had a little Lobo, spirit going because I always want to support family.
So I was asking, like, I mean, I know you chose Longview.
Yeah.
And the reason why I said why you didn't go to Tyler is because a lot of times people think Tyler's a little bit more than Longview. Mm-hmm. So was it just something about Longview is because you had family here and familiar with it? Or I just threw Tyler. I don't know why I said Tyler.
Yeah, it fit. Actually, because I'm from Jefferson, I initially thought about moving to Marshall because I take care of my parents. But when I moved to Longview, it was with them in mind. When I first came back, I came back to take care of my grandmother who was sick. Mm-hmm. And so I bought my house within just 2 miles of the hospital because I knew that taking care of my parents, taking care of my grandmother, I wanted to be in a really good distance to the hospital. So me choosing Longview was because the medical system was better here. I knew that if something happened, because we don't have a hospital in Jefferson, we don't have a full-time clinic, we don't have a pharmacy, we don't have a full-time doctor. I knew that if something went wrong with my parents, I needed to be in a position and a place to get them to the hospital as soon as possible. So that's why I chose Longview, but again, got that Lobo spirit in my heart, and I chose Marley Place because I wanted to live in a place that had some real meaning. That's a historic district, but as many people might not know, people from that area, that district walked over and participated in the massacre of 1911, the Longview riots. So it was significant for me to be able to move into a neighborhood that my mother was not able to live in when she was growing up, that my grandmother was not able to purchase in. It was important for me to be able to buy in a neighborhood, like that, and be able to establish some ownership for us, for the culture.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
How is it?
Go ahead.
How is it living over there?
Great. No problem. I know what people say, but the South Side is a great side. Okay, and we still hold it. All right, and most definitely, I just like to tell people, your community is what you make it.
Oh yeah.
Your community is what you make it. You embrace who's there, you communicate with who's there, and you try to make effective change. So I know everybody from the dude that might do drugs on the corner to the man that owns the business at the top of the street. We all the same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I noticed when I ride through and or I'm walking through either way, I noticed they got their gardens growing, they got the greens growing. And, I mean,
man, it's going. They go. I tell people all the time. I be on the side. I don't really come on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here lately, bro, I don't want to be on this side of town.
You do not sit.
I don't. I
don't know about this side either.
It ain't bad. It's just
bad.
I'm from Lily Street.
There you go.
I be in the neighborhood. I be in New Way.
Yeah.
I be at all the hood stores. I don't really like being. I mean, it's not nothing wrong with this side of town, but I just prefer to be over there. And I was just
sitting on the porch over there on the north side. You sit on the porch over here.
Yeah,
it's a different vibe.
Yeah, I sit outside. I sit outside every day. I get out of work. First thing I do, I used to smoke blacks. Sit out there, I smoke a black, just chill. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like you say, it's what you make it.
Yeah,
it's bad everywhere. Somebody can get shot.
Absolutely.
Out there. All it takes is somebody, mama and cousin to get into it. And then you had a shooting. It don't matter what side of town you're on.
It don't matter what was happening.
People, every race fight, every race shoot, every race have altercation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been saying, I remember a couple years ago, I was telling people, I said, when I do buy a house, I'm buying me a house on the south side. Yeah. I might even move over there by 12, somewhere in that area.
Why not?
Because for what? Why would I not? People, I hate how people get money and then move to the other side. And I was that person for the longest. I was looking for houses. Just 2 years ago, I wasn't looking nowhere but in Spring Hill, Pine Tree. I said, that ain't it. I'm going over here on the south. Like, that's where I'm from. Yeah. Where I'm going to go, I can be a better person where I'm from.
That's true.
Well, you can uplift your own community.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can be a better person where I'm from.
Because you're connected to it. You know, I would hope that one day we're able to create a cohesive plan where we're just one Longview. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? That would be great, because that was the main thing when I got here. That was just such an issue for me. How does one highway divide a city? Yeah. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I embrace where I am. I love where I am, and you know, the culture is there. We just have to create it. There's so much opportunity over there, but it's going to take people to, you know, have the foresight to want to move in there, to purchase, to be able to, you know, do the things they want to do. It's a great place for, you know, young families, old families, and alike. You know what I mean? I just think it's a perfect place. If you want to get started, it's affordable. There's availability there. You could build, you could remodel, whatever you want to do. But I think until we all get the mindset that the South Side is okay, we won't be able to create that one Longview that we always talk about. You know what I mean?
And I always said Juneteenth need to be on South Side.
Yes.
Because if you look at it, we got the football fields, we got soccer fields, we got baseball fields, we got a bunch of land. I mean, a bunch of, you know, solid ground out there that you can do whatever you want to do out there.
Absolutely.
There's enough traffic that can go through there. You can run the whole parade through there. And I mean, you basically in a secluded area where you don't even have to go out, you know what I'm saying, to venture out or let it be controlled.
And think about this, you know, the one thing that I always want to encourage, you know, people and our people, especially, to start thinking about is, think about where people from the north side bring their children to.
Yeah.
Think about those schools.
Come on.
They going to Hudson Pep.
Yep.
They're going to Foster.
Yep.
You know, so you want to think about that. We got to embrace where we are, and we got to start uplifting each other. You know what I mean? And taking advantage of the opportunities that we have right there in our community.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to say, so speaking of that, well, what do you think about the education in Longview?
You know what?
Just all around.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Right now, we're in a strange time. The governor is holding $21 billion in a rainy day fund hostage. He's holding $25 billion in a surplus fund hostage. And all it would cost is $9 billion to fund the schools. Yet he'd want to watch us suffer just to reach his goal of vouchers, him and a couple of other billionaires. And what I want people to understand is, you know, Longview is a great school district, and they've taken advantage of a lot of opportunities, but they can have so much more. And we need to think about the bond that we just passed. If we don't get out here and vote in this election and do something, that bond in 3 years is going to come back on us. We're going to have to pay for that again. So essentially what we did was we passed a bond to make renovations on our schools, to add an additional primary school.
I remember that.
Yes, and to do some renovations on the football field, the tennis court, and things of that nature, the aquatic center. Right. But what happens is the schools require funding from the state. And with our governor holding those funds hostage, then what are we going to do in 3 years when that bond comes up, right? Because what they're saying now is, of course, your property taxes won't change. But think about that. They have to. They have to. You know what I mean? So in 3 years, how are we going to fund that school? How are we going to keep the lights on? How are we going to put children in that school? You know what I mean? How are we going to put teachers in that school? That's the issue that we have right now, is that the schools are underfunded. You know what I mean? Just on a whole level. Right now, New Diana is 4 days. Jefferson's going to lose a primary school in the fall. We need to start thinking about these things. And with the voucher program coming in, that's $8,000. That's a tax credit to people who are already sending their kids to private school.
Wow.
So let's just break that down.
Wow.
So what happens in the hood if vouchers pass, right? So then you start getting these private schools, like these different, I don't want to per se put any names on them, but different for-profit schools moving into your neighborhood, right? So then what happens? You got to think about what curriculum are they teaching, because it's not mandated, right? And then private schools is just school choice. It's the school's choice on whether they want to take your child or not, depending on age, creed, whatever, economic status, religion, whatever that is, right? So what happens when Friday night lights are shut down, right? Because if the public school is underfunded, the private schools don't do that. We got to start forward thinking about those type of things. What's going to happen if we don't get out and vote?
Well, I didn't know. My biggest dream and I always been, and me and my wife, we used to ride around regularly and look for buildings and everything. I want to open up an academy.
Yeah.
And basically just, teach them the basics and more. Know what I'm saying? Basic life skills. Know what I'm saying? And a lot more than just life skills. I mean, teach them everything that's supposed to be taught to get you farther with your life. I mean, as a child or teenager, there's no, I didn't see an age limit on what I had, the project I had. You got night school, you got day school, you got academies where you can put a uniform on, but they learning how to grow, they learning how to, everything.
And those things are supplemental to the public school. You know what I mean? Those are added value. You know what I mean? I really do feel like that. But when we talk about private schools, not these academies, because what you're trying to do is uplift, right? You're trying to create a curriculum based on what's there, and you're trying to mold these children and give them some other assets, right? You're trying to give them economic. There you go. You're trying to give them economic knowledge. You're trying to teach them how to be men, right? So those things are added value to what they're going to be getting. But what happens to those kids who might not qualify for that academy? We got to think about those children too, and they deserve to have the same opportunities as everybody else, and that's why we need to fund the public school.
But see, that's where I was at with it. The academy that I had was for everybody. I mean, everybody. You know what I'm saying? As far as building them up, I mean, if you lacking, you come over here, we got something for you.
I agree, but you can only take so many.
There you go.
How you go? You can only take so many. So what happens to the other ones? You know what I mean? And that's what. So I don't have any problem with people creating academies, with people creating private schools. But what I do have a problem with is you taking money from everyday individuals who can't send their children there. We shouldn't have to take a cut for that. You know what I mean? And so that's why I'm against the vouchers. And with my opponent, he voted.
J. Dean?
There you go. So he voted, against the vouchers, but now he's telling people, well, let's think about what's going to happen when they pass, or let's talk about the kids being bad instead of talking about, well, that's what he did. So let's talk about the kids being bad instead of talking about the real issue. Because if you funded the schools, you could cut the class sizes and then the teachers could maintain the classroom. So it's not about these kids being bad. It's about an overload of people in a room. I can't even control a room full of 34 children. And I taught 7th and 8th grade before, and I think I'm a pretty good disciplinarian, right? And you as well, right? But when you put that many kids in a room, who in control?
That's a lot of kids.
Kids.
Yeah, all day.
And some of them are not bad, but it's gonna be chaos. There you go. So the bottom line is you gotta fund the school. It's set up to be that way. You know what I mean? And there are opportunities for everybody to provide educational institutions. But the bottom line is we got to provide an opportunity for those kids who won't have that opportunity, who can't get there.
So how would you,
go ahead. How
would you implement that?
So the goal is right now there are 12 seats that are being challenged by Democrats, of course, and there are 4 flippable seats. That's all it takes is to be able to get this thing done and get control of Greg Abbott. And at the end of the day, put it on the ballot. Let people vote on it. Who are you to tell us what to do? And that's why we've gone too far right now with legislators at the top and at the bottom. You don't dictate to people. People have a choice. We have the freedom. That's why we vote. So I think, in my mind, when you've had 30 years of the same thing, eventually you will want something different, right? So again, that's why we in this race trying to tell people, you got a choice. And there are 4 flippable seats. that if we were able to move that needle and get those people in, we could stop Greg Abbott from doing this ridiculousness and make him stand on business.
What's the likelihood of those seats flipping though? Because I know you're going up against Jay Dean, but who are the other 3 candidates that are currently in office that can lose their seats?
Well, there's Avery Bishop in Dallas. Okay. Yep. There's Kristen Fox in San Antonio. There is Molly Cook, who won in Houston. Well. Okay. And then we've got Lauren Ashley Simmons coming out of Houston as well. Yeah, she ran against Sean Theory. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to think about in terms of that. You know what I mean? But there's some opportunity there, but it's going to take us. In the last voting election, 8,000 people in Marshall didn't show up to vote. 11,000 people in Longview on this side of 80 didn't show up to vote. Right. You know what I mean? So we got to fix that.
So, okay, I was just going to ask you. So what is it that we do to fix that?
Well, we registered so many people to vote up until October the 7th. And at this point, the governor merged that voters list and took a lot of people off of there. What we're trying to do now is just get people, if you know you were registered, find out what's going on. You know what I mean? And if we need to get you a mail-in ballot, then you need to go ahead and do that before the 25th. Okay. It's our goal to make sure that if you voted before, you can vote again. Yeah. So you want to go, to votetexas.org and make sure that you're registered, that you have your information together, so we can get you to the polls. We're in a great situation here because all 3 of our counties have voted to have elected to have voting on one Saturday and one Sunday of the month, which, we call Souls to the Polls. Okay. So we have an opportunity to go vote on the weekend for all those people who say they don't get off working time to do it.
I want to say that was on South Side last week.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Black Vote Matters.
I talked to him.
Yeah, Black Vote Matters. And shout out to Stephanie, and that was another thing because I was trying to figure out, well, where am I missing? Where am I missing my people? And I ran into her. I spoke at a rally in Tyler, ran into her. Kismet, God did it again. You know what I mean? And I was like, look, come to Longview and help my people get motivated because my people need to know, you know what I mean, what this voting season has in store for them.
So I don't think people understand the difference between voting state and voting for president.
Yes.
And I think that's where I think they concentrate more on the presidency instead of the state.
Flip.
And I mean,
you're right. And so we spend so much time trying to educate people on just what the state rep does, you know what I mean? And what the job is. And so what people need to understand, even right here at home, is your problems are really not in DC. Your problems are in Austin.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And we could fix that. Yeah, we could fix that. You just need to have somebody you can talk to. And wouldn't it be advantageous of us to elect somebody that you can call and say, hey, man, what's going on? Can we sit down? Can we talk? This not working. Yeah. Where are the additional jobs? Why are we only focused on one industry and not focused on the other? Exactly. Why is it that we can't get internet at my granny house in the country, but we can get it in the city? You know what I mean? That type of thing. Yeah. Those are the questions that people really want to know. You know what I mean? And they need somebody they can sit down and talk to. So I try to tell people the down ballot is for your family. You think about your family and you think about your community when you vote the down ballot. You might vote your party at the top, but on the down ballot, those are the judges that put your nieces and nephews in the jail or stop them. You know what I mean? Those are the mayors of your city. That's your city council. That's your school board. If you got problems, you can vote for them people and you can vote them out. So your real issues are on the down ballot, but people, it's just kind of glamorized the presidential election, which of course is important, but you got to take care of home because the state legislature moves up to the congressional legislature and so forth.
And not to cut you off, but I feel like that's more so people, they kind of follow a trend and they don't do homework or they don't read or they don't pay attention. Once somebody throws a ball in the air, I think everybody just look up at it and try to catch it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think that's where majority of our people get lost at, is following the trend or following the people that they think is right instead of doing the homework and realizing, no, you need to be at home taking care of business here and making sure that your state is right. Versus you worried about what this man is saying, what he gonna do for the world. That's only applying for him to get off. I mean,
that's a popularity contest.
Yeah, that's there you go. That's what I'm saying.
But it's also systematic. Why is government and economics not in school anymore? Why are they underfunding the public school? Why are a large percentage of our children cannot read? You gotta think about that. Yeah. So if I keep you uneducated, I keep you suppressed.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter to you what's going on in the world. I can continue to move however I want to move and put in laws and do things however I want to do it because you're not paying attention. You trying to come up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's systematic. It's set up that way. But again, we've got to do better. You know what I mean? We've got to talk to your brother, talk to your cousin, talk to your people, get them to understand. You know what I mean? These are conversations that we have to continue to have. It's a mindset, Flip.
It is.
It's a mindset.
I'm there with you. But the thing with the reach one, teach one, it's getting harder and harder now because if it's not put in coming out of celebrity's mouth, if it's not, if it's not a populated conversation, it's kind of hard to get people to follow what you're saying because you're one person standing in the crowd speaking.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, if you stand on stage, you might reach one and he might teach one.
Yeah.
But the rapid pace is going so slow to where he'll lose focus on trying to teach somebody else because nobody wants to hear him.
Yeah. We were just having this conversation earlier. It's because our elders didn't develop young leaders.
Exactly. Yeah.
They did not develop young leaders. They did not. Yeah. Because if they did, we'd have more people standing up and moving forward.
That's tough. Maybe that's out here because in DFW area, I know a lot of solid leaders out there.
I can see that in urban area.
Chris Nettles.
Absolutely. Yeah. I can see that. But I mean here, I'm talking on this level right here.
Okay.
We are in, our people need some hope. Yeah. They need somebody they can believe in. Yeah. And I've been here for a long time and I continue to ask the question, who are the leaders? And people cannot give you a straight answer. People don't know. And that's the issue. If you don't have nobody to look up, if you don't have nobody to lead, who you modeling yourself after?
Yeah.
And then who are these kids modeling themselves after? I mean, they say in times like this, we need a savior, but in times like this too, we need a leader. You know what I mean?
What got you on this path anyway? Like, I ain't trying to cut you off, but what even brought you to this path of trying to run for state representative? What were you doing before? I know you said you was a teacher. I saw that you taught in college as well. You were a professor. Like, I read up on you. I didn't want to just come in here, blind or whatnot.
Yeah.
But what got you to this pathway to where you want to make this change? Did you not see it happening thoroughly enough? And you're like, hey, JD ain't doing his job. I need to kick him up out of there. Like,
partially. But also God's will. The first time I spoke at the State House floor, I was 16 years old talking about borders and immigration. I was a state 4-H officer. So and it was at that moment I knew something clicked. And it was like, this is bigger than me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've always been in the position of service, right? I always want to help people. Even now, I own a construction management company. So it's always about service, right? It's always about helping people, trying to figure out what we can do to get better. You know what I mean? But we got to do it together. And that's just always been my thing. So for me, when I got here and I came back to take care of my grandmother, my mom got, diagnosed with congestive heart failure. My dad, who is a veteran, post command at the VFW, we're going back and forth to Shreveport trying to get his medical care straight. And it was when I realized we didn't have a hospital. Yeah. We didn't have a doctor. Yeah. If my mom has congestive heart failure, I got 10 minutes to get it figured out.
And you ain't got nowhere to go.
And I don't have nowhere to go. No, and not to mention the ambulatory service. It takes them 15 to get to the house. Yeah. So then we got to get to Marshall to get stabilized and then get to Longview. Come on. So when I call my state rep and try to figure out what's going on and you don't call me back, you don't care.
I wanted to ask you that earlier.
You don't care. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know about y'all, but if hey, my mama.
Yeah.
Hey.
We up there.
No.
Push the ambulance.
No. I draw the line at Paulette. I draw the line. And it's a hard line. So, when it comes down to the care of my parents, that's not going to work for me. And then when I think about my parents, I think about the other people that raised me that's still in this community.
Yeah.
No, that's not going to work for me. And I even think about my aunts that are here in Gregg County and what they've dealt with within this hospital system and having to go to Tyler and to Longview just to get, Tyler and Dallas to get proper care. No, absolutely not. We have a teaching hospital right in Tyler. Why are we not bringing that talent down here? Yeah. Why do we have a monopoly on healthcare with one service? Absolutely no. We need to have some conversation.
I feel that.
It's even like that with the children too, though.
It is.
My daughter had seizures and she had a seizure. And, the ambulance came and picked her up, took her to whatever out here in Longview. And then we had to pay $10,000 for them to drive that same ambulance from Longview to Dallas.
There you go.
I'm like, why can we do something in Tyler? Why ain't there nothing in Longview? I couldn't imagine what it's like being in Jefferson. What would be the steps you would have to take to get something in Jefferson and help take care of those people out there? Because all y'all got is a Dollar General, truck stop.
Yeah, we do.
I'm being
we very proud of that.
The Huddle House.
Absolutely.
So I know it. Like,
I'd have been out there.
I mean, come on, it's delicious.
Yeah, okay. I could rock with you certain times.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
saying. But how would you move forward with getting any type of care out there?
Expanding Medicaid. Expanding Medicaid. It's the only way. We're one of 8 states that hadn't accepted it. And it's insane. The federal government gives us $6 billion a year and we turn it away and say, nope, send it to Arkansas, send it to California. We don't need it. Send it to North Carolina. And it's 17 million Texans that are uninsured. And most of them are in East Texas. That's not cool. You know what I mean? So it would cost us $100 million to get $6 billion to insure 17 million people.
It's a drop in the bucket.
The math ain't math.
Come on,
That's
man.
all I'm trying to say. So, and again, we got people in office. They don't depend on that. No. And let's just be honest. You cannot have a baby in Marshall. So let's hard pause right there. You cannot have a baby in Marshall. Marshall Hospital takes care of Wascom, Jefferson, Halton, all the outlines, Smithland, Loda, all these people. So then you got to leave home and get all the way to Longview. It is 52 minutes to get to Longview. What if you're in labor? Let's just talk about the law that the Supreme Court just upheld for Texas, right? So if you're bleeding out, you got an unviable pregnancy, they just going to let you go because there's no clarity in the law for the doctors.
Not at all.
Right? Yeah. Not to mention, you get what I'm saying? Black women are dying at an alarming rate. Our mortality rate in pregnancy right now is higher than some third world countries in the state of Texas. We got to wake up, y'all.
I don't know if that's what we want to talk about, but do you think that is because of the treatment that Black women are getting in these hospitals?
They're being forced into C-sections.
I know it.
My baby just experienced it. So let me just say this. They're not being given the opportunity to push because, again, our needs and our wants are not being heard. The voices of, and I speak for all women, but definitely Black women, you know, as somebody who suffered from infertility myself, you are not being heard by some positions. You know what I mean? So I just think that's something that we need to explore and we need to have more conversation about. But again, the women's bodies and women's autonomy is for that. Women. Okay? You don't get to make decisions about anybody's body. I don't believe the government belongs in your bedroom. And I do not believe the government should tell you how to run your body.
I agree with that.
Like it's yours. You have to have some type of autonomy. And if that's taken away, where is your personal freedom?
Well, let me ask this then.
No, go ahead. I'm really
so.
Go ahead.
And this might be controversial. So with women having full autonomy over their body, with the male that they're with, say the woman doesn't want the baby, but the man does. But the woman gets to decide, I don't want it. Oh, well, buddy. But we both took this act forward. You agreed to it as well. Now, I'm not talking about rape or incest or anything that led to it. I'm talking about consensual sex. And we had this and we had unprotected sex. And fortunately or unfortunately, a baby came about. The man wants it, the woman doesn't. And the woman has full autonomy. And she's like, well, I'm getting rid of this baby. Or flip side, not flip, but flip side. If the man doesn't want it, but the woman does, and then the man gets put on child support, he's responsible for that. But there's nothing set forth for a woman to be held responsible if she keeps a baby that a man didn't want, or she gets rid of a baby that a man did want. How does that work?
I completely understand, but I also think those are personal decisions. The government don't have no parts of your relationship and what happens, and we should not be enacting laws to try to tell you how to govern your personal business. At some point, we all have to be responsible adults.
Agreed to that.
You know what I mean? You know what you did. You know who you did it with. And that's just a decision you made. You get what I'm saying? Again, personal freedoms. It's that's not my business.
It's not.
You know what I mean? Rape, incest, That's my business.
Big business. Oh, that's that's big business.
You know what I mean? Your personal decisions and the decisions you made in the heat of the moment, that's your business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's your consequence.
Yeah.
And that don't have nothing to do with me.
I see where you're coming from.
That's why I also believe the government don't have no right in your bedroom. That's your business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I cannot dictate to you what happens in your personal business. We've gone too far.
Agreed.
You get what I'm saying? We've gone too far.
Agreed.
When you go too far in your legislation, you become dictation. And that's not the way to do it.
So you believe Roe v. Wade shouldn't have been overturned?
I do not.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
I do not. 100%. I think it just set a precedence for more chaos to happen and more unclarity like what we're dealing with right now because people are literally dying
and driving to New Mexico.
I mean? and that part, you know, when in all honesty, why not give her an opportunity to have another baby?
Come on now.
You are taking away these families' opportunity to have. And speaking more so, you know, as a person who, you know, I had tried to harvest, you know, and do IVF, and it was a very difficult process. And to think now the government is trying to dictate what happens if, you know what I mean, you lose this baby. Is that a death? Is that murder? If they drop something, is that, you know what I mean? It's too far.
Yeah.
When you go so far to legislate, you get too much gray.
And it's not like IVF is easy.
It is not.
Man, it's not at all.
That's a very stressful step.
It's stressful. It's expensive. And you don't think about, you know, I think about when people say, you know, their children humble them or having a family makes them. Well, it wasn't my choice not to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people don't think about the flip side of that.
Yeah.
What was the relationship like in trying to maintain a healthy marriage and not be able to do that, you know, or to, you know, raise other children? What is that relationship like? You know what I mean? My stepdaughter is my world. I love her, and I've got a grandbaby now.
All right. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations.
Honey, I can't. Okay? But it doesn't change, you know, whether I birth her or not. It doesn't take away from the fact she's my family.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I love my baby. You know, it's just the government should not be governing those things. That's not what you need to be governing.
I understand.
So what does the government look like in the future? As far as
with you in there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm believing in some change that we all can believe in. You know what I mean? For me, I'm a fighter. Again, from Jefferson, that dog come out. Hey, so, you know, like for me, I'm not afraid to go against the norm. I think what's happened is a lot of people get to Austin and forget where they at. Well, I've been there. Lived there, done that. You know what I mean? And it hadn't changed who I am yet. Still East Texas and from East Texas, you know? So it's just like, we're not changing. I understand the needs of the people here. And so what I would like to do is be able to go get funding to help my area, create opportunity. Again, I'm in construction management. Why don't we have a construction management program here? And we got 3 universities.
That's high heels to hard hats.
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
We ain't playing. We're not playing. So, you know what I mean? And that you see it. We move across every site in this way. And so it's just all about creating opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's all about that mentality, right? And people feel like, oh, I want to leave here. I don't want to stay here. When I graduate, I got to get out of here. No, you it's cool to stay at home. It's all good. You know what I mean? And we want to create an environment where that's likely. You know, what I tell people is I moved home to take care of my parents, and I was happy to do that. There are a lot of people that move home and they feel forced.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is, but it's so many things that again, that infrastructure, the broadband, they having the opportunities, having availability and access to healthcare and good healthcare, right? And then having good schools and having the opportunity to have schools that are well funded, where you know your kids are getting a well-rounded education and they not being left behind. All those things are important, and we can do that right here. I mean, I love where I live. You know what I mean? And I embrace it, and I think it's a great city to be in. But I think it could be better.
Yeah, most definitely.
So with you being on the south side, like I said, I go over there a lot because my wife's family.
Me and Joe over there.
Okay. Have you noticed? So you probably noticed the influx of Hispanics in the neighborhood, right? So how come it is more Hispanics that are starting to understand, like you said, we could build here, we can renovate. I've seen so many renovated houses over there. But I see Hispanic people on the porch.
Structure.
Why?
It go back to structure. And the reason I say that, the person who I deal with, she's Hispanic. Based off me saying that is based off the fact that Their culture is different in Mexico.
Super different.
It's taught different. They taught from the beginning, take care of your family.
I agree.
So when they get over here, they over here with a mission. Mm-hmm. We over here, we ain't got that mission.
That's crazy though, Joe.
We ain't got, when we buy a house, we buying a house because, think about it like this, and it's messed up. When you turn 17, 18, a lot of black families, your mama, they trying to get you out of there. Well, in the Hispanic family, they don't want you to go.
Come on, stay here.
They want you to go if you want to go.
They bring them on.
We proud for you that you left, but I say that because, like, for instance, person I deal with, she had to go back home because she had to get she got fibrosis, something. It's a bone disease basically.
I know.
She having to relearn to walk. Her mom was like, "You coming home?" It ain't no. Cause we was in the process, so our lease was up. We was looking for a house. My mom was like, "Don't buy no house. You bring my baby home. You make her come home."
Yeah.
She was like, she's like, "Joe, I got it. I appreciate you taking care of my daughter, but she coming home. Now when she heal up, y'all can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But until then, she at the house.
She at the crib.
We not doing none of that. We not. It's not moving like that.
Yeah.
Black people be out there. If in some black families, they gonna tell you we'll pray about it. I hope it'll be all right.
Man, come on,
a lot of times when your cousin call you and you know your cousin needs somewhere to stay, you like, damn, why I gotta answer the phone? It ain't working like that over in their culture. When their cousin call, hey, you need to call such and such back, or we need to call them right now. And I say that just because I be dealing with the culture. I didn't learn so much. And I'm not trying to talk down on black people because I love us as one.
Yeah.
But me just being honest, just dealing with their culture and seeing how they move, we behind.
But why, Joe?
Systematic, like she said, we've been taught. It's been taught for us not to do
and
not hold each other.
Live on the south side.
Yeah, it's been taught for us not. Like I say, anytime somebody gets some money, they run into the other side.
There you go.
I ain't never known nobody who got some money and stayed.
But look, Joe.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I know who got some money.
You got to learn to invest in your own community.
That's why I never left.
Like that is the thing, and it's just like he said. You get something, get yourself together. You think in your head, you know what I mean?
You feel good to tell somebody I stay in Spring Hill.
But it's classic.
Yeah, that's not right. You should be when somebody be like, Lily Street is tatted on my hand. When I'm at work, they be like, where you stay? Oh, Southside, I stay on Lily Street. They be like, where is that? By Leon's. By the steakhouse. They be like, oh, okay, I know you. Yeah. They be like, they be like, that's a good neighborhood. I be like, it's a great neighborhood. My grandma built her house there in 1936.
Yeah.
Woo. See what it's been in our house since then. That family it's been everybody that stayed there. It's ours.
Yeah.
But
like,
see,
we ain't leaving. We ain't doing. But my family think like that. My mama think like that. Anytime when I was in the Carolinas, I had a similar situation. Oh, yeah. My mama, she got a call. They said she might got cancer. I'm my only child. She ain't got nobody. I was like, I'm going home. I ain't got a good job, a job that you probably can't even really get in this area. Just on some easy stuff, just some like that. I ain't care about that job. When I went in that office that day, I said, I'm finna go home. I said, I ain't put in no 2 weeks. I'm telling you right now, I'm probably leaving next week.
Yeah.
Just like that, I was back at the house. I didn't have no issue coming back. Cause that's my mama, like you said. That's the only one I got.
That's it.
And I'm the only one she got. So she ain't never had enough.
So my question to you, Joe, is what's the first step to getting there?
Getting where?
To where we are established as one. We move as one.
We gotta stop bullshitting. That's what it is. We bullshitting. You gotta stop. First of all, you gotta stop being mad at your brother for doing better than you.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what step one. So step one is we mad at people who doing better than us. You see somebody doing better. If you don't like this person, you don't support them.
Yeah. It's
too many issues there. If you don't like somebody, I don't want to work with them. I don't want to deal with them. I'm guilty of that. If I don't like you, I don't want to be in your presence.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to rise above that and start trying to put business in front of my emotions. We too emotional. That's first of all. You got too. I didn't say this on previous episodes. You got too many women raising men.
Yeah.
That right there. You got the structure, but that's not our fault. That's the structure itself. They took a lot of black men out of homes to be there. They've demasculated black men in general. It ain't just black men. Men in general don't want to be men no more.
Yeah,
that's what it is. They don't want to have that. And a lot of it got to do with, a lot of times people like, why men don't want to be men? A lot of these women, y'all don't let them be men, or you put them down for being a man. You take a man out of his position, but when he do what he can for you, you got a problem with it. Mm-hmm. You got something bad to say about him working 24/7. He worked 24/7. You go cheat on him. They're taking that away from a man. If a man see that he doing everything right, and you sitting up for a woman instead of saying, oh, he didn't have time for me, he doing this, he doing that. So I felt I did this over here. Well, his brother heard that and seen it. Now he doing it. It getting taught. It's too much repetition of bullshit being taught. That's why I said bullshit, but the truth is the truth. It's a lot of bullshit being repeated. If I'm listening to for instance, our music, I can go for days. Our music messed up.
It's horrible.
And you listen to music, and I like it. I enjoy it. It do feel good. But when you listen to our music, you compare it to a white artist music, it's a completely different world. Taylor Swift is not talking about twerking. She is not talking about bending over popping it. Taylor Swift is telling you that her heart is hurt. And when you listen to Hispanic artists, they not talking about none of that. They talking about their culture, bringing their people together. I know that because I be asking what they saying. They be talking about brown pride. Black people, we ain't talking about none of that. We don't want to hear that when we are talking about that. If I come out with a conscious rap song, ain't nobody here gonna jam me if I come out with a song that's talking about how many grams I got or how many people I didn't serve. And that's because like I said, we built on bullshit. And I hate to say that. And it was I feel like the older generation let us down. They were too busy trying to. I feel like we got a little room to do better, and they want to shelter everything. They want to act like, okay, we doing good now, so I ain't got to keep this energy on you.
So
other races ain't doing it. They steady fighting.
Immigrated or migrated?
What's that mean?
I mean, like, was we better
together?
Yeah,
man. Let me tell you something. We I ain't gonna say we were better apart because it was some injustice there. So you can't say we're better in part because it was too much injustice, too many black people being killed just for being black. But
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about as far as mind frame, as far as sticking together, get things done. I ain't talking about.
You saying how can we get us together to start getting stuff done?
I'm saying from back then, how we moved after slavery, because we were still one. You know what I'm saying? We all worked together. We had the jukebox joints, all the XYZ. Then we moved forward. Everybody started separating.
We lost community.
Yeah.
We lost community.
Yeah.
We lost community.
Yeah.
And the church got greedy.
Yeah. There you go.
Line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We lost community. In the words of my mama, we got too far from the farm. You know what I mean? Like people started separating from families. If you think about it, when the grandmama in the family died, what happened to the family?
It's broke.
It's broke. Now, how is it one person holding the family together? We've got to do better. We do not get in community with one another, and that's the only way we're going to get to a better mindset. Okay, and then on the other hand, we've got to get the church back to the church's business, and the church business ain't greed. You know what I'm saying? And the church business ain't being mega church, and the church business ain't trying to. I don't want to say exploit the people, but the church business ain't exploiting the people.
Thank you.
You get what I'm saying? So the church got to get back to the church business so Christian folk can get back to being Christian folk, right? And that's teaching and preaching the right thing to these kids. And if you start there and we get back in community, it's no reason that you should be infighting in your own family. Yeah. That's your tribe. You get what I'm saying? And so people need to get back to the farm, especially us people, you know what I mean? Because until we do, we will not move the needle forward. And that's investing in your own communities. That's investing in your children. That's investing in yourself. You know what I mean? Take up your cross, honey, and get yourself together.
Do you think you can invest in your community without living in the community?
You can.
Because I was going to ask that. Because
you can.
Like I said, with not being from here, but my mother-in-law living on the south side, and then I moved over there.
Yeah.
What's that school? It's Longview Christian School now.
Yeah.
It used to be something else. It's over there off Dale Street. It's right behind that Super One. So I used to live over there.
Yeah.
But now we live out in the woods. But I still come back here. I used to coach Little League out here. I go teach kids, play basketball with them and whatnot. I go over to Bramlin and talk to these kids. You're not saying that you have to live in the community, but it's better if you do, so that you can actually show face all the time and be like, hey, I'm from the same spot y'all from. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, but invest in your community. Go cut your auntie yard. Go cut the lady in the hood.
Church's yard.
Yeah, go cut the lady in the hood yard so the neighborhood, the landscape will start looking good. Okay. You don't have to live over there to invest in that community. You know what? You got some extra money, you're gonna buy a second home, buy it over there, and then allow a low income family to live in it. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things. Allow a single mother and her children to move into that home. Those are the things that reinvest into the community. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna have something, have it over there.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Those are the things that really pour into communities. You know what I mean? It ain't all about your face being there. It's about your works. It's your action. You know what I mean? And we've got to do, again, more of that. And I think, especially like what Joe was saying, in the Hispanic culture and in their community, they are tight. They are together. And we as a people have got to, That's why folks are worried. You know what I mean? Because there is an uprising of us coming. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of young, influential, smart, young African-American people. You know what I mean? But we got to lean into that. Yeah. And we got to continue to develop those skills. We can't think we're here when we really here.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We've got to continue to develop and to grow and to really, again, like you said, reach one, teach one. Yeah. I'm no better than you if you don't have the information I have and we in the same room together.
That's what we're getting stuck at, though.
You know?
You're humble enough to say that I'm no better than you. But I've seen a lot of people, especially out this way, they think they up here, and you the crumbs.
This thing right here, though, Keith, when it comes to the Mexican culture, I work with a guy. He told me, man, he said, it's not that we don't get along, we don't like each other. It's just we don't turn on each other.
Man, they don't care. Mexicans don't care about none of that bullshit when you in front of somebody else.
Exactly.
And I say that, and I can speak on that. Like I said, reason why I can speak on that because Mexicans have their own problems. They got the same problems we got. They got
people in general.
Mexicans got human thing. Yeah, Mexicans got the same problems.
But like you say, Joe, culture gonna overrule strategy.
Yeah, they ain't not gonna.
And while we trying to strategize and figure this thing out, dig into your culture. It's already in you. The ancestors that put this in you. You need to dig in. You know what I mean? It is rooted in you for greatness. You have been given this power. It is God. God gave you this. You know what I mean? All you got to do is lean in. And we have gotten so far out that we are trying to reach and grab a Gucci, Prada, Louis, and all this other stuff. When what you need is right within your reach.
And they don't even like black people. I'm sorry to say that.
I mean, it's not even.
I can't never jump on a fashion house because I went to school for that. A lot of people I went to school for that.
Joe, look, you can't touch me down when it comes to some good fashion. But at the same time, that's not what your mind is.
It's not important.
It's not important.
It's not important. I will say that.
It's things.
It's not. You can throw it away.
Because that stuff, look, that don't mean nothing when it comes down to my nieces and nephews having what they need. When it come down to my baby, I don't care about none. When it come down to health care and my mom, I don't care about none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what we got to get back down to. People have got to get back to some family, faith, and real values.
Agreed.
That's why I tell people, we're not really going, it's not all about turning Texas blue, although we want to. We got to turn East Texas true first. We got to get back to the truth. You got to get back to the fundamental things that make, there you go. You got to get back to the fundamental things that make everything move.
So how comfortable are you feeling with running and people voting for you and not voting for J. Dean?
Like, I'm very comfortable.
What would make me vote for you instead of voting for J. Dean?
Because our values align.
Okay.
Even at any day that I want the best for you and your family.
I felt that
and
so
for
far.
me, what's best for you is making sure I'm funding these schools. What's best for your family is making sure I'm getting you access to the best health care that you can have. What's more important is making sure that you are able to grow and be a productive member of this community. That's utilizing the resources that are already there and not keeping you in a strained situation.
Yeah.
Your state representative should be creating opportunity for your city, not sitting back and making opportunity for himself. He's a millionaire and we not.
How long has J. Dean been in office?
8 years.
Because I'm about to say this is re-election again.
Is this
Come on, man.
Old girl talking?
18. Oh man,
is this your 16-year-old?
She ain't playing. She ain't playing.
What was she like? Because I'm telling you, I'm seeing right now.
She was something else.
Okay.
I'm for real. She was something, and my friend will tell you. Look, I was wearing pantsuits and dress. Was I not?
After Hillary Clinton,
I was killing it. Look, because I was serious. Serious. You know what I mean? And I'm all about the people. You know, I'm in the business of people.
I'm sorry not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
What was going through your mind back then at 16? As far as the
injustice. I did not like it. Injustice. I knew that it wasn't right. You know what I mean? And like my whole thing is just everybody deserves to have some kind of equality.
Oh yeah.
Everybody. Yeah. Everybody. And I'll be real honest with you. I grew up as a short, chunky kid. You know what I mean? Might have the good hair, but that didn't play out when you got a fine yellow sister over here, right? So my sister was bad. She was bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so again, that it's simple, but that was my first piece of little, inequality, and I ain't like that. So you know what I mean?
We like the dark.
I ain't like that.
I'm married to a dark woman.
We popping. Melanin's popping.
I love.
But it's just I just did not like the injustice of it all. I just didn't think it was right at that time that we were telling people that they couldn't be with their families. I just didn't think it was right. You know what I mean? So that's what we were speaking about, was just trying to unite families. And once you get over, speaking of border, there should be a pathway to you being able to get citizenship. Yeah. You should not be punished for something that your parents did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Like, you shouldn't be.
So you're talking about the dreamers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not only that, you shouldn't be punished for wanting a better life.
No, you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't. There should be a pathway for you to be able to get that. I
kind of wanted to tap in on that too. Because I know we far from the border, but it's still affecting us. Okay, so I used to work construction, right? And I worked with a lot of essays that were undocumented, cooled in a fan, but they had the hardest time. I know a dude that he tried to get to America 14 times before he was successful. And he got here, married a woman, had a kid, and been working the same job for 20 years, still don't have his papers. Been trying to, still don't have his papers. But then there's people coming across the border illegally, like he did. But they're also getting this money. They're getting funded. They're getting asked where they want to go. When they make it to these places, they're getting housing and whatnot. Yeah. How can you kind of like rule on who gets it the right way and who doesn't? So the people that are coming across, I guess to say, the people that are coming across the border legally through the actual border, they're having a harder time getting any type of help than the people that are coming across illegally and not caring about getting these papers and whatnot. How do you make a change to that? Like, what
policy?
But what could we do? If you take that seat, what could you do in East Texas to push Greg Abbott to make some type of change for these people to get their papers or to get, citizenship?
Policy and legislation. We haven't done anything. That's a federal issue. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Excuse me. It's a federal issue. And, on the state level, all we can do is provide support and resources, and write some legislation to try to help with that. But that's a federal issue.
I had some federal questions for you too, but now I realize you're running for a District 7 state representative. Yeah. I guess the federal questions won't really, align with the things I wanted to know, because I definitely had some federal questions.
I mean, we might pick it. I mean, there's a circle. We might can answer something.
I don't know if it'll really stick. My question was about, the shooting that happened down in Uvalde. I have a buddy of mine that's ex-military, like I was, that is now he's a border patrol. He used to be a border patrol agent, and they weren't allowed to show up to help because it was supposed to be local offices. How could we, and like I say, we're all the way up in Longview, but how could we implement it to where it'll be quicker reaction? Because they got thousands of federal officers down there to help, but their local officers, it's a sheriff, a deputy, and like 3 cops. That's 5 people showing up to a school shooting, when right up the road, 20 minutes up the road, you got literally 900 to 1,000 federal agents that could have came down there and handled the situation. How would we go about changing those ways of giving these federal agents, the right of way to go help these people?
Well, it's not about giving the federal agents the right of way. It's about funding the local people so that they can have more resources. You know what I mean? So,
and that's down by San Antonio. So who's the rep down there that we would have to either get out of that seat, or like you said, flip the seat?
Well, we got Kristen Fox running for that.
That's seat. Who it is, huh? Kristen Fox.
Yeah.
People down in San Antonio area vote for Kristen Fox.
Yeah. Get in there.
Come on, man.
Get in there. And that's what we need. We used to have Roland Gutierrez down there. You know what I mean? But that's what we need. You've got to provide training and resources on the local level.
Definitely.
And if you don't do that, how you going to jump the local, how you going to jump the state to get to the federal? You know what I mean? But again, it's over glamorized. You know what I mean? People saying, well, the federal government should have did this. The federal government should have did this. Hold up. We as a state, we have authority. We have power. Why didn't the governor send some resources?
Why is Greg Abbott holding that money up? Is it for his constituents?
He is holding it to reach his own agenda.
Come on, man.
He really is. That's what dictators do.
Come on, man.
Didn't the orange man tell you only had to vote one more time?
The orange man. The orange man. Okay.
There you go. Okay. And it's like in the state of Texas for the last 30 years, we've had the same type of leadership. So when people on the other side ask me what I'm going to do about the border, I ask them, what have you done?
True.
You got to help me, baby.
I can dig it.
We got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You can't get to Z before you start with A.
I get
Since we jumped on the topic, what's the difference between the two? Just on our level of the presidency, Kamala and Trump.
Oh,
what's the differences? People, I mean, they, like I said, they follow the trend, they follow the social media, but what is the real definition of what their purpose is?
What their purpose is?
Like, what is the end goal of what they're trying to get in office in the company?
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and lean.
Come on.
So for me, on the other side, Trump hasn't shown me anything that he wants to do to benefit or help me and my community.
It's a lot of lip service.
I'm sorry, excuse me. It's more so of him. But let's just start with this whole, you can't grab me by the nothing. You know start there. He's demeaning to women. He degrades my people.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He treats people as less than people who don't have what he is supposed to have. You know what I mean? For me, just all around, your elected officials should be good people. Just on a general level, on a fundamental basis, they should just be good people. And I don't necessarily think he's for the good of all the people. You know, now again, Kamala has put forth some policy that I think makes sense. I'm a caretaker for my parents, so expanding Medicare in a way that allows for caretakers to be able to have some additional resources makes sense for me. Allowing people to maintain their Social Security and not cutting Social Security makes sense to me because that's money my parents have worked for, right?
Yeah.
And so again, in terms of, I'm in construction. When you talk about providing funding for houses and affordability for houses, that resonates with me. You know what I mean? Because I understand that home ownership is really a way to financial freedom.
Hands down.
Yeah, it is. So the things that she's saying resonate with me now. Now, I wasn't a Kamala fan when she first came across. I was not. You know what I mean? But again, pressing, shaking, and grooming. And here she is now, a better person standing tall. She is definitely better than the alternative.
How do you think
Go ahead. You got it.
How do you think she's gonna hold up when she gets put on the spot though? Because I know it's kind of easy like reading teleprompters, and I've never read a teleprompter, but it's kind of easy reading teleprompters and cue cards. Easy. So, but when she's actually pressed with hard issues and she doesn't have, this is what we're gonna do. How is she gonna hold up to that?
I hope she can stand.
I hope she can too.
She's a prosecutor. I'm not even gonna hope she can stand. I know she can stand. She's a prosecutor, and she prosecuted large felony cases, and she was the DA for the California. Yep. So I definitely think she'll hold her own.
But with her being a DA in California, she locked up a lot of us.
Yeah, she did.
Everybody has.
That's true.
Who hasn't?
Okay, but this is why I said that. Toy.
There you go. So I'm not gonna say she locked up a bunch of us. She did what she had to do in the cases that came before her. You know what I mean? And we just so happen to be on them cases.
I agree with that. 100%.
Again,
I'm glad you said that.
Set up. If we're not educating kids, what they gonna do? If we don't educate them, they gonna do what? They gonna get in trouble. And we already know that the system is set up based on third grade children right now. They building prisons for your third graders right now. So if we know that they're underfunding the schools, they're suppressing the children, we know the kids, if they get to third grade, they're not reading, they're not gonna read after that, then they've already created a prison cell for them.
True.
You know what I mean? So that's what we need to control. That's what we need to take advantage of right now. Is this opportunity to force them to fund our schools, take care of our kids. We need to be invested in these babies.
Yeah, hands down.
One more question on Camilla. So if she do just happen to get in office, right? How do the other countries take care of it? I mean, do they keep because they don't respect. Some countries don't respect women as far as
super true.
How does that work for
Well, we've got some other foreign leaders that have now elected women, and so we just have to take a look at that. You know what I mean? The world is changing, and we're evolving. And I think people are going to have to move forward. You know what I mean? But again, I don't know. We all coming into something new. You know what I mean? And it's just new, uncharted territory for all of us.
not to cut you off, but I know in some countries that they won't even speak to a woman in power.
Right.
I mean, like Dubai. I mean, you have to be at a certain standard to even open your mouth. You know?
Thank God for Coach Tim. Thank God for Coach Tim. You know, beside every good woman is a good man.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So thank God for Coach Tim, and hopefully he can step in and really be able to take some initiative in that area. I hope that answered your question.
I hear it.
I mean, I don't know.
Trump, he finna go.
Trump was the ball started, Joe.
I ain't really just gonna say I'm against Kamala.
Yeah,
and it ain't got nothing to do with it with a lot of people do.
Right.
But I'm looking at without my fear for Kamala, and I'm not necessarily saying I want Trump to win, but I'm not against Trump winning. And my reason why I say that is based off of I don't want Kamala and her vice president, I'm not sure of his name, I don't want them to set Vance. I feel like they could.
Tim Walz.
Vance. I don't know. I don't even know. Because I kind of took a step back. Because my issue.
Not on the down ballot.
Not on that. Not on that. Because I'm real supportive of that. Because I feel like it starts here. But I'm not so supportive with the presidential part based off of my reasons is that I don't like the fact that we got celebrities involved. Kamala has a celebrity standpoint that makes me uncomfortable. I don't like her using the face of but not like she got people who a lot of people like. I don't like how they got Rock Nation and all that, and I don't need Taylor Swift saying that, and then I feel like that's not fair because then you got people who like Taylor Swift only voting because they like
but it
Taylor
goes back
Swift.
to what Flip said, Joe.
I don't like that.
I understand, and I know why you don't like that because that's kind of that popularity.
That's where
it's a facade.
It is. But at the same time, it's like Flip said, if it's not coming out the mouth of somebody that you idolize or respect, people won't hear it, and so they've got to get involved.
But that's why I feel like she's taking advantage of that rather than step in. Because what I would do as a leader, I'm gonna step in and say, "Hey, I appreciate your endorsement, but it's not necessarily necessary." And I want that for any president. I don't want no president that's backing a rapper. I don't want no president that's backing any type of NFL star. But they are here to entertain. I feel like entertainment and my livelihood is two different situations. I also am not really supportive of the fact that I'm scared that the United States could become taxized the same way California has became. California is kind of hard to live in, from my understanding.
The boys.
I feel like a lot of stuff that Kamala and them I feel like I don't know if she's gonna take that initiative of the bill she passed for the tax and the rules and the regulations they have for California to become the United States.
That'd be terrible.
That's gonna be hard.
So that's state. That's state. So we got to remember there's some separation there. So the federal tax laws that she could implement would not be something that would be as rigid as somebody as a state because the state they have a state tax. So that's how they're able to regulate that thing. You know what I mean? And so here we regulate things on the state level. So in regards to federal taxes, it would go to your Medicare, your Social Security, things of that nature. You know what I mean? Being able to provide I
just don't want her to implicate some of the, and I understand when you you said, I respected what you said, and that really gave me a new light. A lot of times you do some stuff in your position. For instance, you can be a good person as a police officer. You might got to take your cousin to jail. You might got to take your mama to jail.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, you still got to do your job and you got to pay your bills. Your livelihood is at stake. I just don't know. For me, it's more of a fear for why I don't fool with her. For me, I don't like how Trump acts. I don't like how he conducts himself. But I also don't like how my boss acts sometimes. I don't like how he conducts himself. So I look at it like, if I can go to work and work for somebody I don't like, why can't somebody run the country I don't like? If I feel like they can do better. Do I feel like he can do better than Kamala? Not necessarily. But I also kind of remember, and it's bad, it's a guilty of association because it's like Kamala was for Biden. My grandmother worked with Biden in Delaware.
What she tell you about it?
it's just I was just my grandmother, you know.
But no, I understand that.
So when you
some association,
it's some association when you know people that know people, and she, you know, she's met Hunter, she's met, and she, you know, she's been able to tell me like, he's putting this out, but he ain't no better.
There you go.
You get what I'm saying? So when you had that type of mindset, for me, people be like, "Oh, Joe, you just don't." No, it's because I know stuff. I ain't, and I'm not. But I'm also not the kind of person I'm gonna judge you because of what somebody told me.
Yeah, that's true.
But I also feel like he didn't necessarily do a good job. Yeah. Okay. And she's right up under him. If that's your vice president and you didn't do no better under him, how can you do better if you're in the front?
Well, she hadn't been in the shadows. What happened was she caught a case, and when she caught that case, she disappeared, and then she showed back up on BET.
See, I ain't like how they used that. She got on BET, and see, I don't watch BET, but the one time I did watch it, she got on there and then she used Kendrick Lamar and said, "Vote for Biden because they not like us."
Come on.
Why is this coming into play? Like, it's a lot of people out here who don't know nothing about nothing, and you just put them in position to do something. And to me, I feel like it's just, I don't like them details.
I didn't hear about you from a radio station. I didn't hear about you from I heard about you from somebody that I respect. And I'm like, let me read about this woman. You know what I'm saying? I read a lot of things. I was like, this is amazing. I would love to be here. You know what I'm saying?
When I said, let me talk to my team. Let me get my team ready. And I said, that's real homework. I
was just like, and I wasn't no kind of people that were like I say, unfortunately, Kamala hadn't put herself out there to speak for herself. It's like she's got a lot of people talking for her.
Yeah, she does.
It's hard for me to vote for you when you got all these people talking for you.
Now I agree.
Now we'll say about Trump, you get out there in the paint. Yeah, you be out there tripping. You be out there doing too much. But you out there in the. It's for me. It ain't really just the fields because you really you got to understand how to handle yourself. Absolutely. You can't be out here saying what you want to say.
Yeah,
and I'm learning that too. Yeah. So that's why I can look at Trump and be like, Trump, you tripping. You doing too much. Like I say, I don't necessarily think he's a better candidate. It was times where I did say Trump was better, but now that I've gotten matured with it myself, I do look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is that. At this point, I'm scared of both of them.
So what about the other
So for me, it's a democracy thing. My ex-husband died of COVID, and this was during the time that he was telling people to inject bleach.
Come on,
and things of that nature. Yeah, so for me, he's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody that would stand before however many people live in this world and say some stuff like that, that's dangerous. Oh, yeah. And then second of all, with Project 2025, if you are in any parts in agreement with the disillusion of public schools, taking down families, minority families, putting people back in positions of servitude, that don't work for me.
Is he with? I gotta ask though.
He is definitely in support. Because people on his cabinet, the man that authored that is one of his confidants and one of his largest supporters.
That's true.
So for me, and I'm just telling you what I think. I'm not saying this is, what everybody should think, but just for me personally, that is a problem. You know what I mean? For me personally, I did not do better when he was in office. I did not reach the height of success when he was in office because I was still paying the same taxes and doing the same thing. You know what I mean? For me, I do not make, over $500,000 a year. So he doesn't cater to my needs. And he doesn't, for me personally, I would be a person he would look down on, even though I do very well for myself. You know what I'm saying? So if I can't connect in that way, then we can't work. I do agree that she needs to start speaking more for herself. And she does need to speak out. And I think that she's learned now and she's trying to do more of that with these podcasts and stuff like that. But in all honesty, girl, you need to get out here and tell the people what it is, what you're going to do and what your plan is. And I think she needs to do more of that. But at the same time, I can't put myself in a situation and listen to a group of people talk about family when you don't take care of your own family.
Come on.
Your children are not connected to you.
Come on.
You know what I mean? You doing all kind of stuff. And not only that, my cousin a felon. Why he can't be the president?
I'm a felon. Why can't I?
Why you can't be the president? That don't resonate with me. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
It's got to roll. Everything. It's got to roll. If it's gonna roll over here, it's got to roll over here. Right. So just like you got 34 felonies and you can run for president, why my cousin can't run for state rep? Why my cousin can't run for mayor? Why my cousin can't vote? You know what I'm saying? So that don't equal up.
Can't tell you the last time I got jury summits.
There you go. I did too. I just got one. I don't understand. I'm going. I don't understand.
I got one more. This is Kamala and on back. why are there so many broken promises after the election?
That's every president, though.
I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying though, they promise it to get to the spot
because we don't hold them accountable.
That's the access. There's access.
We don't hold them accountable. When people do that kind of stuff, vote them out. Get up and say something. Hold them accountable. People don't hold them accountable. Like, you gotta say something.
So why do they only preach to black and white and not to other races when it comes to
other races ain't running for real?
But I'm saying, like, when the presidency, when they go on, I mean, they promise everything under the sun basically to us and how they can make better schools and
well, we benefit from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think she is preaching the Asian American culture because she's Asian. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, Indian American culture. Yeah. So absolutely, I think they're speaking to all of them. It's just the rhetoric is different on both sides and how you receive it. We benefit from public schools because we're in the rural area and that's what we have. Yeah. In the urban area, they don't resonate with them because they've got all these options. We benefit from expanding Medicaid and universal health care because we have such an issue with poverty here, right? So many people are poverty stricken. It's more than 30% of us living below the socioeconomic level of what is just a basic affordability.
And that's like $30,000 something dollars, ain't it?
It
below
is
that. There you go.
Here.
Below that.
You know what I mean? You got to start thinking, not you got to, but we have to start thinking about that. We got to start holding these folks accountable. If you do something ignorant and we don't like it, you finna get out of here. And we gonna band together to get you out of here. Right. And we've got to start that on the local level. If we don't start banding together on the local level, there's no way we can make it to the top.
So what is gentrification for the South Side?
I don't necessarily think it's gentrification for the South Side. I think it's renewal of the South Side.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We can renew the South Side. It don't have to be gentrified.
But would it still be affordable though?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's still affordable.
Absolutely. The South Side is very affordable.
You just gotta, it's just like, cause like, for instance, I'm gonna start doing real estate.
Okay.
Yeah. I just gotta pass my test. I need to get over some jitters. Anyway, but I've already, implicated a plan that I've already said that when I sell a house, I'm gonna start over there. And I can't wait to talk to somebody that tell me, well, what I've heard things about this side of town. Well, I've heard things about a neighborhood that happened over here. Yeah. People have gotten shot in this neighborhood. This and that.
Yeah. I'm going to bring actually happen on this side.
The statistics of crime is anything can happen anywhere.
We are one long view.
That's what people don't understand. Anything can happen anywhere.
There shouldn't be a gap.
A problem occurs between two people that have an issue. Yeah. So if you put two people that have an issue in Walmart, there's a problem.
Yeah.
If you put two people that have an issue on 12th Street, there's a problem.
Yeah.
If you put two people
in Saks Fifth, they have a problem.
In the Longview Mall, there's going to be a problem.
But what happens if good families and good people start moving on 12th Street? What happens if
it balances out?
There you go.
And the problem that we got in the neighborhood is this, like you said earlier, you got to respect that. You got to respect that trap house like you respect Sister George.
Yeah.
You got to treat that trap house just like you should treat Sister George. Because if you treat them people that's over there, unfortunately, if you're in a neighborhood and people don't look at it from this statistic, they don't look at it from this area. I use the word statistic. They don't understand that if somebody's in your neighborhood and they're selling drugs, yes, that's a bad thing, but you still need to uplift that person doing that because you could get them to stop doing that based off how you treat them. If you be like, hey, I get what you're doing, but maybe you don't need to do this at this time, from this time, this time. I'm not saying that's right, but you got to start somewhere. So we can't just be like, oh, we're going to put this person out and put this in there because then you causing conflict.
Yeah,
you got to learn. We got to learn how to hold a conversation. Yeah. That's why I say it's deeper. I can get real deep on where the changes and how we got to start, but it really got to start within ourselves.
But where are the opportunities, Joe?
The opportunity starts within you. Yeah. When you wake up today, you got to treat somebody that you don't want to treat better than what you would. It starts with grace.
What if you was something?
We got to start practicing something called grace. Yeah. We also got to start putting, like I said, people always understand they throw the Bible out there. For instance, I don't throw any Bible, any verses at anything at any people. But if you actually take time to read some of them, they're telling you how to treat people better. Every religion has a basis of just treating people better. If you start within ourselves, if you start treating yourself better, you can treat other people better.
Yes, sir.
For one, we ain't treating ourselves right. If you're waking up every day and you waking up in a bad mindset and you spreading bullshit with your neighbor, you the problem. Yeah. So the problem is bigger than the neighborhood. It's you. If you that person that woke up and walked outside and said all these bad sons of kids out here, you was the problem when you acted like that. Yeah. You could have walked outside and been like, hey, I need you to come over here today and take my trash out, or come over here on Tuesdays and make sure these hedges is cut. Yeah. You could have started doing that like you said. It's little stuff. It's bigger than putting money here, putting money there, putting money everywhere. It starts with you. We're not starting within ourselves. We're not doing better. We're not doing better by ourselves. So how can you expect these people to act better, treat you better when you're not treating yourself better? Yeah. You waking up with a bad attitude, walking out here in this world, taking your anger out on some shit that happened 10 years ago, or taking your anger out on something that happened this morning. You woke up, you didn't sleep good, you went to work with a bad attitude. You being rude. For what? You could have walked in that business and understood I got to put me first. I got to be better for you because me treating you like somebody could change your whole perspective. Yeah. You could have been having a bad day and I'd be like, hey, bro, you being rude, but I'm steady deflecting it. Yeah. I'm not saying that nobody disrespect you, but you got to understand it. Sometimes they problem ain't your problem. Yeah. They problem bigger than you or they problem is less than you. Yeah. At the end of the day, if a person has bad, I didn't taught myself and what I didn't learn in the last couple months, I'm handling people real based off intention. Yeah. If you rude to me, I don't care. But if your intention ain't rude, we can walk over that. Yeah. If you handle me rough and I be like, dang, did you mean what you just said? And you be like, yeah, I meant that. Then it's an escalator. Yeah. And then I got to handle you rough. But if you handle me rough and I be like, dang, did you mean like that?
I just had a bad day, Joe.
I need to be within yourself. You need to have enough control, enough respect for you to be like, I don't need to be yelling back. Because this person got a problem that ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah.
That's why people look at me upside my head when I walk in the store, and I'm.
Man, that's why I walk in the room and I speak to everybody. People don't understand. When I walk in the room, I say, "Hey, how y'all doing?" I don't single nobody out. I try to speak to everybody because I don't want nobody to ever feel like, "Well, dang, he went over here and talked." For instance, I know you, I know Dominique, but I walk out and say, "Hey, everybody." I didn't get in nobody's face that I know. Hey, everybody, but. It's little stuff like that you got to start acting. You got some people who go in the room, they be like, I don't know them, I ain't speaking to them. That's bad. Crazy. That's bad vibes. Crazy. That's why I say it's the smallest stuff that people are so common in doing that we not even catching. Yeah. We're not even checking that little stuff. When I go to the mall, somebody walking behind me, I hold the door. I held the door for 4 people last night in Dillard's. In my head, I'm thinking, y'all need to hurry up. It was the right thing to do.
This door.
Y'all gonna come on in here. I'm still gonna treat.
It's supposed to be called Southern Hospitality.
I'm just treating everybody. I still say yes, sir, no, sir. It don't matter if you younger than me. If I'm talking to somebody and they younger than me, I'm selling somebody French. I know they fresh 20. Yes, sir. No, sir. You older than me. Why you saying that? You in a place of business. I need your service. I'm servicing you. So I'm gonna treat you as a sir and a ma'am. Yeah. We don't even have them basic qualities like that. You got people out here, they not, man, my daddy used to jump on me for not saying yes, sir, and yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
That don't fly. I have to get on my nephew constantly, say yes, sir.
Talk about the rapper?
Yeah. Don't be saying yes. And he be like, that ain't your way. Man, say yes, sir, bro. You don't understand. They can take you.
It means something. It really do.
They can take you something. Little stuff like that. Little conversations like that help you do better because they might not listen today, but they might listen tomorrow.
I agree.
So it ain't about, they not listening to me. It's not, it didn't present themselves.
You plant the seed.
Yeah, you put it there. As long as you know you did it, at the end of the day, you did your work. It don't matter if they listen, if they don't support you, if they not rocking with you. You did your work. And we don't have it. Everybody got this mindset. I want a reward. I want a cookie. Yeah. I want to get #1 prize. Yeah. No, it don't matter, bro. Just do right. It's not hard to do right. It's so much easier to do right than wrong.
So, what do you think that we could do as far as the getting her message out? As far as a unit,
man, I feel like what you doing now. What you doing now? Because now when I have a conversation, I can tell somebody I met you. Yeah. I can be like, that's where it comes from. I can be like, well, now, I met this person right here. She got a better mindset about what's going on. I feel like I'm not going to, I respect how you handle yourself. Yeah. I respect how it's some stuff clearly we've had in conversation that we're not on the same page. Yeah. We never disrespected each other. No. Yeah. You never tell me, oh, you wrong because you think like that. Oh, you really think? I never said, oh, you wrong because you think like this. It was strictly, you said it, it was there. Yeah, we just both voiced ourselves. I mean, I can't really tell how people should do their stuff because I don't know how you should do your stuff. But I will say, based off on how I met you, keep doing it how you doing. I appreciate you giving us opportunity to even talk because you didn't have to talk. You in a position where we ain't nobody for what you're doing, and I look at it like. You didn't look at it like that. Yeah, because everybody's somebody. So I respect that. I'm the same way. I talk to the
janitor to the boss.
Man, I'm gonna talk to the janitor nicer than the boss because you already made it. Yeah. I hate to say it.
I got 2 questions on that though. It's kind of piggybacking off what Joe said, and the other was a complete segue. So the piggyback, how are you gonna? I know you spoke earlier. I think you said somebody named Stephanie came out from
Black Vote Matters.
So how are you going? You personally, how are you gonna get people to the polls?
We are coordinating bands with churches. We are asking people to coordinate their vehicles. We're taking both of my vehicles. We are doing everything we can to move people to the polls. We block walk every Sunday in all of the districts. We block walk on Saturday mornings. We had 3 block walks going out today.
Okay.
One in Kilgore, one in Jefferson, one in Longview. We're phone banking. We've got phone bank tomorrow from 1 to 5 at Dixon Insurance up on the Loop. You can do a virtual phone bank. We've sent out right now about 4,200 postcards to people, just reminding them to get out there and vote for early voting. I'm doing things like this, having conversations with everybody. You know what I mean? Just to make sure that you have an option. You know what I mean? And social media, of course, we're trying to touch base everywhere we can, just to let people know that we're out here. You know what I mean? And you got an option. You got a choice this time, and make your choice count.
And then the segue was, so if Trump gets in office or if Kamala gets in office, how is that going to affect your time in office, time in your seat?
We getting down with it either way. Ain't nobody stopping what we doing. Nobody's stopping what we doing. Again, we moving East Texas forward. So it don't matter who up in that house. We know who's going to be in the state house. And we doing the state business. You know what I mean? And so that's just what's important to me. Again, irregardless of what happens up there, we're going to do the work we need to do here.
That's what needs to be
done. We got to fix it right here first. Of course, we're going to deal with the issues that they bring about, whoever it is. But we got to handle business at home.
So are you going to push to get, I don't want to just say abortion rights, but like you said, women's autonomy? Are you going to push to try to get that back in the control in Texas? Because how they have it now, like I said, people are dying. People have to drive to New Mexico to get this.
Push for legislation for women's health. Women's health is what's most important. You know what I mean? So it's all about having a healthy person. So every piece of legislation I'm going to deal with is about women's health. If that comes into play, that comes into play. But what we want to do is make sure women are healthy, safe, and alive.
That's what needs to happen. I mean?
And that they can continue to move forward and have families, if they choose.
I wish you could talk to my mama. My mama's doing a study, how you spoke earlier on how many black women are dying in labor. My mom's been doing a study for like 3 years on this, and she's kind of stuck because she doesn't see how we can. And she used to be ICU nurse. And she's military. She's worked with soldiers, all this and that and the third. But I think I'm at a loss for words. Like, how do we bring this to the attention to the masses? Like, hey, these
flippable seats.
It comes back to that.
That's what it comes down to. I promise you, I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't true. Until we get some change up in Austin, we cannot affect change.
Sheesh. They love Abbott down there.
And I'm not. They don't love him down there. What? Us. It's the 6% in the rural areas that are putting him in office.
Stop playing.
I'm not playing.
I thought they loved that boy in that chair, man.
A lot of people know Abbott ain't bad there.
If it wasn't for the rural areas, Texas would have been blue.
Wow. I
will say this. Now, they had mentioned earlier was something I think, and I don't think it's anything that you can do better, because I feel like you got you. I feel like God got you. You covered in your own.
He does.
It's going to happen how it's supposed. So I'm a firm believer in that. I would challenge this, and I would say this. Do you have any mentorship that you offer? I think I was finna say, just mentor some younger people.
Absolutely.
Like, if you like for real, like, because a lot of time I feel like it be just a generation gap. It'd be like older people, they be forgetting us. A lot of us just feel forgotten.
That's what we said.
And that's why, and that's, and I'm
we
speaking
need to develop young leaders.
It's no,
what we trying to do.
It's no, or I feel like a lot of times it be like kind of like a favoritism with the development. Like, you develop somebody who you feel like can be this next leader. Sometimes you got to catch that person who ain't got no hope. Because sometimes it's the diamond in the rough. There's some people out here who I feel like, if you look at me, you might be like, oh, he can't talk, he this and that. But then if somebody, I always say that the right person really just put me in position, I know I could do more.
Absolutely.
Or something like that. So I just would say, sometimes talk to that person who look like they don't know nothing.
Man, you don't think I do? I'm right here. And it's funny because I agree with you, Joe. Like, that's what we doing. We're trying to make sure my phone number is public. That's how far it goes. You know what I mean? And you can find me a lot with my nieces and nephews, because I love all my friends' children way too much. But you know what I mean? I'm all about developing new leaders, and that's what Hires the Hard Hats was all about. creating opportunities for everybody within construction. So that's what I believe. Gotcha. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you know somebody, send them. I'm with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because the worst thing I could do is to keep all my knowledge to myself. How is that gonna benefit my community?
I feel like that's like, cause like when you was like, I really feel, and I'm stumbling over it because I don't know how to word it properly. But I really feel like there's like a lot. The big disconnect we got is just people my age don't feel like they got a voice, or they feel like you know a lot of black people they be stuck on this and that, and it just be they feel like they can't say nothing.
Yeah,
like and that's how they be empowered. Feeling. They be feeling like, cause I didn't feel like that. Like talking to my aunties on sometimes, I be like, y'all just feel like it's your way.
Yeah,
I don't want, and that'll shut. I be like, I don't want to talk at all. Y'all got it, so I don't even come around.
And how I try to go about things in this situation is the young teach the old, and the old teach the young.
Yeah,
because you didn't see what I ain't seen, and I didn't see what you ain't seen at the same time.
Show me the play. Yeah, show me the play.
You can keep me ahead because of what you done learned, and I can show you what it is now to keep you ahead.
Absolutely.
But it's hard teaching.
I ain't get this cool by myself.
Exactly.
But for real, I think absolutely everything y'all saying is correct. We've got to be able to work together. It's no way to be able to reach the end goal without working together.
But the problem that you have as far as getting people to listen and getting people to go forward with the movement, it's not the right person talking. Not saying you or anybody. They look up to the idol that's idling instead of actually being something and showing them that this is a way. They're looking at the person that's idling in time and look like a celebration, but in reality, they stressing at the end of the month. Or on stage though, they it look good. Yeah. Just same thing as a pastor. I mean, you go out, you practice, you preach what you preach, you rock the concert, you rock the church house. Same thing outside, man. I mean, they look at the person that has the most fame, the street fame or whatever it is. They let them speak and follow what they say. Then they go over here to social media. They let the famous people talk. It's hard to get the people that's actually trying to make a voice and actually trying to bring them up and do positive things for them. You're right. They make it hard for them to shine in the light to where they can hear their voice because they're so blinded by everything that's negative.
You're absolutely right. And it takes conversation. And it takes you talking to your friend, Joe talking to his friend, his cousin, your cousin. It's one-offs. It really is. It take a long time.
Go back to you. Yeah, why I say go back to if you sitting up here hanging around people who got this, who ain't moving right, then you the problem too. Yeah. You got to exclude them kind of people out your way.
Absolutely.
So, it's over with, bro. Like it's a lot of people. It's over with.
So
we can't come back from it.
I need you to pick that card up.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
But yeah, this is the donated wall. I mean,
I got something for you.
Everything that everybody who comes or anything like that, like this art, it's some on the wall different every week because he basically paints and then I showcase.
Oh yeah, okay, bet. I got it. Ooh, who ain't got no glasses on? Okay,
I'll read it for you.
How is your relationship with your parents? Wonderful. They something else.
You done told us.
I see them all the time. We saw them today. They are the joy of my being. I love my parents. I'm grateful to have the parents I have. I'm proud of my parents. I'm proud to be their daughter, and I'm honored to have an opportunity to take care of them. It is my joy. It is my honor, and I would not ask for anything more.
That's beautiful. When I go to me, oh shoot, I'm about the same. Like my parents, even though I think everybody, kind of goes astray from, how their parents raised and whatnot from here to there. But I mean, I've been through so much of life, but just sticking to the key things that my parents taught me, man. And I'm a child of people from the hood. You know what I'm saying? My mama done been robbed, stuck up, this, that, and the third. My biological father in jail for 3 life sentences. But my stepdad got him tatted on my arm and raised me to be a great man, great father, this, that, and the third, man. I wouldn't trade my parents for nothing either. I completely agree with that.
I love that about your stepdad.
What you got, Joe? He's good dude.
Yeah.
Good dude. Shout out Kirby
my
White.
Parents, not the best. Me and my mom, it's a work in progress. We work on it every day. Me and my pop, same thing. I honor my parents. That's where it matters.
There you go.
Yeah. It ain't about the relationship. It's about that's my parents.
Yeah.
So I respect them. I love them. I wouldn't have been here without them. Like I told you earlier, I'm my dad's son at the end of the day. Yeah. And regardless of who he is, his relationship with other people, anybody feel, how I feel about him, at the end of the day, that's still my daddy. That's still my mom. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, I'm proud of my parents at the end of the day. That's really all it is.
I follow Joe in that sense. Me and my family had a pretty much rocky, well, I'm gonna say my mom and daddy had a pretty much rocky relationship, but I always understood that my daddy is my daddy and my mama is my mama. And can't nobody take that away from me. Yeah. I hold them up to the highest standards of who they are, regardless of how our relationship is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I mean, as far as just how I feel or what we go through, a family is a family. I don't believe in no family breaking apart, regardless of how you know what I'm saying, how many complications y'all have. My heart never changed with anybody in my bloodline. So I mean,
that's
okay. So this one say, what's the one question you've always wanted an answer to? I don't know. If I gotta go personal, I would have to say why I was disowned by my grandparents. And I know that's super random, but I think that's a question that stuck with me since I was a child when I first learned, you know what I'm saying? And that's a question that I'll never get answered because both of my biological, on my paternal side, on my dad's side, both of them have passed away now. And right before both of them passed, they tried to connect with me and I wanted to, but we just didn't have the time. You know, they way out there to stand the third. But yeah, that's probably the only question in life that I've ever wanted answered. Because everything else, you know, other than, you know, why are we here or how we created this and the third. Other than that, something that's actually personal,
I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we have. So you, Joe.
So we can go this way. What's the one question y'all wanted to answer to? Man, I don't know. I question everything. My great grandma, she said you question everything.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
So if you tell me it's green outside, I'm gonna start asking why. On the right day, well, why I do that? And I mean, I question. I really can't say that because I'm a type of person. You can't just tell me something.
Oh yeah, you got
like I ain't gonna let nobody just tell me it's like that. If we having a genuine conversation, I'm gonna ask you why.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking for a why.
You be foolish not to though.
Yeah, I don't fall into that trap of it's like this or it's like that. So I mean, my why, I really can't say that. I mean, I think if I had to ask one question, I'm gonna throw one out there to be fair. I probably want to ask like, it's a universal question. Like, why is history taught to us in the format of someone? I feel like history is taught in an opinion.
It's taught by the winners though, Joe.
Why? But why?
Because the losers don't have a voice. They gone. They dead. They overruled.
But see, that's what it turns into a mere question. Why? The question is deeper than the answer. The answer is simple.
Because the truth is ugly.
But that goes back to the why.
Because even by that,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I say. You can tell me all day. Oh, they taught this because this person they had a voice to do that. Okay, but why? You gotta say my questions that go. I can talk to anybody about anything because you can't just tell me anything. Yeah. You can't just be like, oh, I feel like, bologna the best meat. Okay, well, why you think that? Like, I'm gonna take that with a grain. Like, you can't tell. I mean, you can't. I'm not gullible. I'm really me. Yeah. People be always talking about this. Now I'm really me. I really don't follow nobody. Yeah. I'm not in nobody's group. Same. None of that is me. Yeah. I don't care if me and you together. At the end of the day, it's me. Mm-hmm. I love you though. Yeah. But it's me. Mm-hmm. So I mean, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, mine kind of follow behind Joe. I mean, Joe kind of went right where my question. I didn't always ask why us. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never.
We just talked about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I always stuck in my mind, man. I've never understood why us. Why were we chosen? As far as slavery, as far as how we get treated in the world. Crazy. I've never understood why. You know what I'm saying?
We wasn't chosen. It was glorified that we was chosen.
But I'm saying,
because let me tell you something. What you ain't understand? I can kind of break that question down to you. Blacks was selling blacks. We was overtaking other smaller tribes and selling them, and then they was getting that, and then we got over here. We put us here. That's why I say but people don't understand that we put us here. I hate to say it. If you had this tribe, his tribe fought my tribe, I beat his tribe, took my soul,
selling them,
made some money, and that's how we got here. They don't talk about that.
But that's another thing, though. That goes to another subject.
Yeah, it goes to. That's why I say it take a whole.
Here, though.
They say that. That's why I say, but why would you be the one to say? That's why, that's why I say, man, I be doing so much research because I be doing a lot of research.
This is a tough one.
We normally go deep,
but that's why these cards are here, though. So you actually have to deep. I mean, deep.
The one question and I've been thinking about it. I'm like,
it's hard, ain't it?
It is.
It's gonna make you dig.
It can even be political if you want to.
Well, no, I always wanted to know why me, right? Mm-hmm. But I just always think if not me, then
who else? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So that's always the question whenever I deal with things. It's like, oh, why me? Like, so it's always a why me, and it's all the time. You know what I mean? But then I always have to go back to if not me, then
did you? Did I catch it wrong? Did you say you're the first black woman running for this seat?
Absolutely.
That's crazy,
first ever. And the thing is
crazy.
You're here.
Jefferson used to not be in this district at all. They redistricted and redrew the line so they could keep the area red. But little did they know a girl from Jefferson was going to.
There you go. 60-year-old talking about.
Hey, come on.
That's what I love that. That's what's up.
And I still have that picture so funny. It's framed in my room. But it's like, little did they know I was going to come back. You know what I mean? First person from Jefferson, first black person, first woman, and we out here doing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
JD don't stand a chance against you.
I got to get him.
That's beautiful. I got to get him. I love that.
What I mean? And I tell people, they always say, well, what qualifies you? God. And you know what I mean? And on the other hand, I'm here. I'm here. I'm in the thick of it. That's what we doing.
Can I ask this real quick?
Yeah.
Because I think you said JD ran unopposed for 8 years.
Yeah.
Are you running unopposed this year?
Well, I'm running against him, on the Democratic ticket. So
my bad.
He's running on the Republican ticket.
What I meant to ask was, are there any other Democrats running than you?
No, not in the primary.
Ain't that crazy too, though? Because I think he has 2 other Republicans running against him right now, but their votes are
that was in the primary. He did.
Oh, he already won it.
You're
right.
In the primary,
and they were like at 13%, 6%.
Yeah.
Did you have to go against anybody in the Democratic side of it?
No.
Why do you think that is?
Because nobody wanted to step up and do it.
That's crazy.
Nobody.
That's crazy.
Nobody.
And I'm saying that's crazy. Like I would have ran for this, but for people in your position, that's crazy to me that nobody would have ran for that seat. And I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to meet you and talk to you.
Most definitely.
Because I'm the type of person, I don't vote for presidents, and it's so crazy. Like it might be my ex-military background and all this conspiracy type stuff, but
it's personal preference.
I really don't think that we have that choice that high. I mean, you could cast your vote in the electoral college and the pop, all this crap. But yeah, when you are actually local and I'm sitting here able to talk with you and hear what you about, that's amazing. I appreciate you coming to my boy's show for this. Like,
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Like I tell thank you to Terry for even making this happen. Like I told her, I was like, I got to try to find where my folks said, like, I need to touch base with my people, and this was kind of the first thing that she said. And I'm like, well, I need to talk to them. You know what I mean? And just listening to what you're doing, it's important to be able to reach everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And have these conversations. And I don't think it's right for you to be in a position to where people can't call you. I asked you for your vote, and then you can ask me for what you need. You know what I mean? And that's just where it comes down to. For far too long, we've had too much distance.
You feel like a human.
Constituents. And
for real.
Yeah,
there's no better way to say it.
I tell folks, I'm your sister, I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, your neighbor. It is what it is. We here.
We done lived up to your
all the way. All the way.
I hope we done lived up to your standards.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been great.
Tap in, Joe.
Oh, me.
I'll let y'all pick which one y'all want me to grab.
What trait of yours tends to push?
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead.
No, my bad, Joe.
My bad. I got caught up because I was listening. I thought you were talking. What trait of yours tends to push people away?
Ooh. And that's on you, Joe?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I don't care. Yeah. Like if you tell me something and it offends you, I don't care.
I agree.
Because I stand on what I said. I stand on what I did. Stand on what I meant. I'm not here to be your friend. Really, at the end of the day, I'm here to be somebody I'm not here to tear you down, but I'm not here for you. And I stand on it. Like I don't put myself in a position to where you can call me to uplift you. I used to, but the person who I am, the foundation I built for myself, you can't call me if you're having a bad day. I'm not here to make your day better. I'm not gonna be that friend that oh, you need you going bad. You can't trauma dump. Like you can't. Or you can't. Yeah. Like it's absolutely. I'm going to throw a wall up as soon as you do it.
How do you handle that, Joe? You don't call nobody to vent.
No, I don't call anybody. But what I do and what I've learned is that I can write it down. And what I do is I do a reflection. What I've been doing lately on my own, I'm finna get into counseling, but what I've been doing now is I write something down. If something's bothering me today, I'll write it down, and then next month I'll read it. And I ask myself, how do I feel about that now?
That's very good.
That's great, Joe.
How do I process that now?
And you
do
just
I still feel? Yeah. That's it's from the last time I seen you.
And congratulations on doing that work. That's huge.
That's great, Joe.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I done did some work.
That's huge.
But yeah, I just always ask myself, and that's why when I said earlier, I realized that in an argument with you, I'm gonna always question your intent. Now, if you just mad and you feel like, cause you really might be hurt.
Yeah.
Now, like I say, I'm not a sociopath to where I don't lack empathy. I'm still empathetic. I'm practicing grace. Yeah. I'm still empathetic to your issues, but I'm not going to put myself in position to be the person that you can call. Because at the end of the day, can't nobody help you but you.
Agreed.
So I'm going to try to get you to your healthy place.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. I've been on
it's great, bro.
Yeah, it took a lot to get there. But what it also took me to get there, it just took isolation. Like I say,
that's how
I got comfortable with just being with me. Yeah, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk on the phone. Don't call me. I don't want to hang out. I'm not hanging out. It's over with. But I don't get me wrong. I come to your event if I got time. Yeah. But I'm also going. There's always going to be. I hate to say it. Like we record 1 week, we record off. I do that because that's my space. That's my boundary. My boundary is I can't record every week. I have to have time for Joe. A Saturday night for me sometimes is me just sitting at home playing the game. Not answering the phone, not talking. Sometimes on Saturdays, it's my mama. Like last Saturday, she like wrestling. We watched the pay-per-view Bad Blue.
Rain.
Yeah, she was excited. I'm sitting there watching my head. I'm thinking this little man in draws. My mama sitting there like, look at him. Yeah, I'm sitting here like, hey, yeah, mama, look at him. Crazy. Yeah, I'm sitting there. My mama had the best time of her life. And that's a memory. That's something that she can't, I can't take that from her.
Yeah, not at all.
I can't, we went and ate, we went and got dinner, we sat there, we watched it. To me, in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, this is a little strange.
It's good you was a part of that, though.
You know what I'm saying? I did that. We were done about 8. I was in bed I went to bed about 10. Just little stuff like that. Like I say, I just work on me. That's why I say, and like I said, and I feel like that tends to push people away because a weak person ain't gonna be able to handle it. They're gonna think I feel a type of way.
Yeah,
they're gonna think it's an issue.
That's the bad part.
They're gonna think it is personal. Yeah. Oh, he don't fool with me like that. It ain't that. It's just I fool with me.
Yeah.
And what you talking about don't mean nothing. You don't say, and it's not for me to tell you that. It's not for me to tell you what you saying don't matter. But I'm gonna show you that it don't matter because I ain't listening.
Okay. I like it. I like that.
And that's for my own personal peace.
What you got, Flip?
My unfiltered honesty. I have a problem with telling people the truth and not putting
a problem.
I mean, it is a problem because people want to be sheltered when I talk, or they want to be, caressed. Yeah, and I'm the type of person that
I want you to be a yes man. Like, yeah, I'm doing right.
Yeah, and I'm the type of person that nah, man. I'm not gonna holler at you or nothing like that, but I'm gonna let you know, bro. I'm not filtering, bro. I'm gonna tell you the truth because you want me to baby it so you can go on about your day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure you think about it.
Oh,
you know yeah. Especially if you're my friend, I'm gonna make sure you think about it because
the truth.
I want you to go home and think about changing your actions. Versus if we talked about it, you would go on about your day and be like, "Oh, nah, you tripping." You know what I'm saying? "Oh, yeah, you hating on me." No, I'm not. I'm being a friend and telling you the truth. What they won't tell you in their circle.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the outside friend. That's why you call me because you want to talk about it, but you don't want to hear what I got to say. And then when I say what I got to say, you get off the phone and call that friend that's going to listen to what you got to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm listening to you, but at the same time, I'm tell you, if you're wrong,
you're wrong, dog.
You're wrong, bro.
Yeah.
There's no changing my mind when I tell you wrong because you told me your situation. I'm going to tell you wrong. Yeah. Regardless of the situation. I don't care if this is our enemy, our op, or whatever you want to call it. You're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And either you're going to right that wrong or you're going to dead it. But at the end of the day, bro, you wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't got nothing to say. I don't got nothing to sugarcoat what you're saying. And people tend to stray away from me when I speak my mind. So
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? So
What you got over there, Miss Cooper?
It's kind of twofold, I think. If you my friend, you my friend. Mm-hmm. But I don't have to talk to you every day. I might not need to talk to you every month. I probably might not talk to you every other month. Oh, you know what I mean? But if I love you, and you know it. So I think that's one thing that kind of might push people. Well, it does. Because I don't over communicate things or to people. So you know what I mean? We gonna check in. You know, I got my certain. We gonna check in, but we don't have to do it all the time. You know what I mean? So for me, I think that's something that people are really not used to, because there might be a season when we here all the time, but there's another season when we not. We still good. We still good. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong.
Ain't no animosity towards you. None of that. Ain't no problem.
But that's a personal trait, I think, that really kind of drives people away. And then in the same tone, when I love you, you know what I mean? But that love might not look like you want it to look. So, you know what I mean? I love you, take it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because I mean it.
Yeah, you know ain't no false.
And I might not be able to show you every day. I can't rub you. I can't do all these things. But if I tell you I love you, I really do love you. You know what I mean? And so something. I think that kind of, again, pushes people away. It's like, but you said you love me. You want to do? No. That's not what it look like. You know what I mean? So that for me, that's
love
that's
ain't physical.
Trait. Yeah. There you go.
People ain't understanding it. That's where the world is stuck on. Love ain't physical, bro. It ain't about me.
When you step outside,
I ain't got to hold you to love you. I ain't got to buy you nothing to love you. I ain't got to talk to you to love you.
No, but I do.
I still love people the same. I ain't talked to them months.
There you go. But I do love you.
Yeah.
And I still care about you.
Yeah.
And when I talk to them, we have the same compassion, love. It's been months away.
No matter how much time passed.
You know what I'm saying? With Joe, I don't talk to Joe every day or every other day. I talk to Joe in spurts.
Yeah.
But it's the same energy.
Yeah. And it should be. It should be.
Yeah.
I hate that I kind of got to go last on this question, because I dig every one of y'all's answers. Because I do feel like, you know, I'm not trying to be your person that you always come and explain your drama and your situations to, but I am here for that, because I got military partners that are very suicidal, and I want to.
Got you.
And I mean, and I think we had a conversation about this before, but off camera.
Yeah.
Hey, if you gonna do it, you gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But
I hate to say that.
Yeah, but
I hate to say that.
But I have been that last phone call from a partner of mine that called 3 other people prior to me. Now, who knows if he would have done it if I would have answered or not? He might not have, and he just needed the attention. But I was that last phone call at 2:00 in the morning. I sat on the phone for 2 hours with you, and you didn't commit suicide. And then it came back to benefit me. When I'm homeless, you find me sleeping in my car. Bro, what you doing? Drive a truck. Changed my entire life. And I'm a business owner.
And that's why I say I'm still empty. I'm not going to, I don't want anybody to hear that and think that, I can't call Joe. I'm not going to.
Don't take it out of context.
Yeah. You can call me, but you can't call me every day.
Just don't, don't dump.
You can't.
Dump.
Don't dump. And like I said,
don't call me every day.
I feel like I'm piggybacking, because I also feel like that honesty of mine. I got partners, again, I got partners that call from the military. They talk about their relationships. I'm like, bro, you talking about all the stuff that your wife did wrong, or your girlfriend, or your baby mama, or your homeboy did wrong. Did you look at what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to also accept your responsibility in that same situation. But a lot of people don't like to accept their responsibility.
That's right.
And also that love thing. I'm a terrible communicator. Like, when I didn't have custody of my daughter, I didn't really text or call my daughter. She texted and called me, but she knew I loved her. Yeah. If you needed me there and you stayed in Philly, I'm on the first flight to Philadelphia to come get you.
I got you.
But also, I'm not texting and calling my own mama, my wife. I'm married. I barely call my wife. I barely text my wife. And we went through like a year of that. She's like, it seems like you don't love me because you ain't calling me. You ain't texting me during your lunch break. I'm like, that's just not me. Yeah. When I see you face to face, though, you going to feel this love. When I'm going to take you out. I'm going to flaunt you around the city, because I'm proud of the woman that I'm with. I'm proud of my kids, proud of my homeboy. Like I tell Flip, his little son in there, Messiah, cool kid, man. And luckily, I have a son that's his age. They real good friends. I talk about them two all the time. I was about to take them to the crib before I got here. Yeah. Like, if I love the people I'm around, you're going to be around me. Yeah. But I ain't got to be on the phone with you every single day. No. So to answer that, like, I think the thing that really pushes people away from me is that, sorry to go through that whole thing to say it, but I do feel like people don't feel that I'm genuine, because they don't see how I can do all of this and they can't do all of this. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. But I can be for you. I can be here for you when you need me to be. but I can also be that person that's going to tell you the truth and push you away from me at the same time. I can
one and the same with it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's so many things that people think are fake because it's so real.
I feel like, and I'm just going to piggyback and say on this, and what I've gave and what I've started to do, and this might be a little self-centered, it might be a little cocky, but I look at it like this: my presence is love.
Facts,
I don't have to answer the phone for you. I don't have to come around you. I don't have to indulge with you and hold a conversation. So if I give you that, that's love. So it's like it's just like what's his name say Gerald Levert, baby, hold on to you better hold on.
Gerald,
because I'm telling you,
it's special kind.
Once you, it's special. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
When you call me and I don't answer you, or you call me and you don't get that call back, or you text me and I don't respond,
that's it.
It's done.
Yeah, you can feel that.
And I say it to say that I can see you in public and talk to you. Hey, how you doing? What's going on with the woo? But you don't get this presence no more.
Yeah,
you don't be able to call me when you going through a bad day. Because there's some people that if you became suicidal, you gonna die today. It's over with. We can't go back. There's no part two. Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna give you me when I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm your friend when you that whole ass nigga.
Yeah.
I'm your friend when them 10 niggas don't like you.
Yeah.
I'm your friend through all that. So once you betray that and I feel like I can't give you that no more, I'm cool with that. I don't feel I'm at peace with that. I'm at peace with me.
Thanks.
I didn't start it with me. I found peace within myself. So I can't let you, but can't nobody.
What you say a minute ago? Welcome.
I know.
Can't nobody understand it. And people like, dang, Joe, how you start moving like that? Because I started moving for me.
Yeah.
That's how.
It's what you really need to do.
People don't understand it. When I was that cool, Joe, I was living for you.
Yeah.
I was cool because I wanted you happy. Now I want me happy.
Yeah. And that's what's important. You got to check in with your star player.
Yeah. If I can't be happy, I can't do you. I can't.
I think that ties in well with actually what you're speaking on with you running for this seat. Like, because not only are you tapped in with you, but you're so tapped in with you want to help your community.
Yeah.
And it's not just lip service. I talked to my buddy earlier that wanted me to actually ask you some questions. That's why I asked, like, what are you comfortable with talking about? But you weren't shying away from anything. But you were so in tune with yourself and where you from and taking care of your people and your family, especially. Like you said, you don't play about your mama.
No.
You so in tapped with yourself and your people that you are the first politician that I can actually believe in, to be honest with you. And that's beautiful. I'm so glad that you invited me here to even talk to her. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Tap at the card. Y'all want me to grab?
It's up to you.
I think we talked the most on vulnerability.
Right here.
I got you.
You close your eyes and reach.
Just pick a number 1 through 6.
Yeah.
Or 1 through 6. I'm always go at the number that can lead me to 9. 3.
3 is intimacy. Go ahead.
That was good. Well played.
All right.
I couldn't figure out how to get the
Oh, we already did this one.
What's you down? Previous one?
Yeah, that was on the previous show.
Oh,
what inspires you?
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that could have been a good question for you to be here.
I think she already kind of led with it.
And we kind of already talked about
Look, man, pull from the bottom of the
You're right.
There you go, right there. Yeah.
Boom. What's one thing you should say to a person who broke your heart? No, let's go.
Oh, yeah. I got
you like that?
Yeah.
Hey, run it.
I got it. Hold on. I got it. Let me go first. What's one thing you should say to a person who broke your heart? I'm fine.
Do they care?
I mean,
you had your heart broke before?
Yeah, by her sister.
Oh, that's funny. I watched that whole little conversation.
Yeah. That was my first heartbreak.
You bounce back. You're doing good.
That was good. That was my first girlfriend, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when you're young, you have
puppy love and all that.
She was my first girlfriend, so I mean, she broke my heart, but I mean, it wasn't like the broken hearts I got from like family members and stuff. But I mean, she played a part though. She turned me up. But I mean, as far as just like a broken heart, I mean, it pretty much came from like I have to say my parents, man. To go back to that, you know what I'm saying? My parents, I ain't gonna say they didn't live up to who I wanted them to be. It just, I didn't have that bond. I didn't have that portrait on the wall. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that family picture.
Yeah.
And it bothered me. You know what I'm saying? I watched Disney growing up. Mm-hmm. So when I watched Disney, it was a household family. Mm-hmm. And I never got that simple picture on the wall.
Really, it wasn't though, Flip. Look at any Disney movie. What Disney movie got a mama, a daddy, and a child?
Man,
ain't none of them,
bro. I watched the Friday night Disney's, bro. They was good.
Oh, okay. You watched the Disney Channel. I thought you were talking about the movies. I was like, no, they ain't got mom, daddy, man. I was watching smart ass. I got you. I got you there. I got you there.
Bro, I used to dream about that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I used to think about that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, man, I'm with my grandma. You know what I'm saying? I live with my grandma, but it's my grandma. It ain't the same type of love. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get no discipline. Like when I was wrong, like no, let me take that back. Don't get me wrong, because when it came time for me to cut up, when it came time for me to cut up, my daddy will make that phone. My daddy carried me over the phone.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was really a threat. So when he opened his mouth, I respected it, but I became a teenager too. So when he opened his mouth, shut up.
He better show up.
Yeah, you better show up. And he showed up.
There it is.
He showed up.
Yeah.
I'd be in class, got in trouble, and he'll pop up in almost an hour. Well, he stayed in Dallas. He'll pop up and within an hour.
That's
be in the window.
The day over.
You know what I'm saying? I'm terrified. So he was there. It's just the small things that wasn't there that affected me. You know
like what you doing for your son right now. You there.
Exactly. You know what I'm
every single day.
And it's not off the strength of what he didn't do for me. It's just, I pay attention to everybody that I'm around. You know I study. You know what I'm saying? So in order for me to build him to who I want him to be, it's a game plan. It's a schedule. You know what I'm saying? It's everything that I see or everything that I teach him is me just going back on what I missed or what I see him missing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't the father that was missing or the mama that was missing. It's the, man, you got to survive in this world. You know what I'm saying? This world is crucial. You know what I'm saying? So the love I didn't receive, it hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the type of person, I don't even talk about that. You know what I'm saying? It never bothered me. But I learned when I grew up, when I got older that, yeah, bro, you was really missing it. You know what I'm saying? But
that was your norm though.
Yeah, the normal, the young me, I didn't even notice it. Like, I know what I'm saying? I got my grandma, I got my grandpa. I go across the river, I got my cousins, my uncles. And my uncles and my cousins, they took so much good care of me to where the void was, you know what I'm saying, feeding. And like I say, when my daddy, I mean, he'd come down here on the weekends or he'd come down here whenever. You know what I'm saying? But he just wasn't there for the conversations. Yeah, so being real.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying for it. Okay, I'm ready for it. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to make sure what we talk about. All right.
When he, you know what I'm saying, when it came time for, you know what I'm saying, like, he'll be out of town or well, he stayed in Dallas. So just say I have a problem or something. Got to call my cousins or my uncle. I really got to do it by myself. But if I'm having like a mental problem or like a emotional problem,
I ain't gonna be able to help.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can't talk to you over the phone and get it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's somebody that see my face frowned right here that's gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
And they wasn't there for that. My mom and daddy wasn't there for that, the emotional face. My face card that I had leaving school or you know what I'm saying, just having a bad day. They couldn't experience. I'm not gonna call you and tell you about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I got cousins and uncles that see that and be like, man, what the fuck wrong with you? It's tough love, but at the same time they notice it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I didn't have that void field as a parent. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can think of as far as the.
That's tough.
But yeah.
I'm sorry we keep you. So
after that call, it's over. We're gonna send you home.
Okay, we're going to it. What's the one thing you would say to a person that broke your heart? I forgive you.
Straight up.
Because forgiveness for me. You know, and in all honesty, I hope that one day you can get to forgive them because
I forgive them, I promise you.
They did the best they could with what they had. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm not making excuses for them. That's just where they were at the time. You know,
not to cut you off, but I told my wife probably about a year or two ago. I never knew what my parents was going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm man, exactly. I'm man enough to understand that I don't know how you was raised, and I didn't take time to listen to your problems growing up. So I can't fault you for the way that I was brought up or the way that what I was missing. I'm man enough to know that, man, you my parents, man. I hold you, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I hold you to a certain, you know what I'm saying? I hold you to the highest because you my parents. I don't fault you for your past. It's the present, you know what I'm saying? We here together.
How we doing
today?
How
we doing today? It can still upset. You know what I mean? You got every right for it to be upsetting to you. But the fact that you can meet them where they are as an adult, you know what I mean? And I had to remember that, like, you know, it just in terms of parents, my mama is a grown woman outside of being my mama. Yes. And I have to meet her in a space where we just two grown women. Yes. You know what I mean? Having a conversation. So, you know, it's so hard as a child to be able to take that. And even in just any kind of heartbreak, it's, again, I've just had to learn the forgiveness is for me. You know what I mean? Because if I hold it, I'm gonna want to hurt you. You know what I mean? And that's not good. That hurts me. Yep. So that's what I would say. I forgive you.
Yeah. And see, my brother has a problem with going. He has a problem with that too. Not to speak on personal issues, but he has a problem with our father where he doesn't communicate with him. But in reality, you just have to think about it, man. You don't know what your father been through. You know what I'm saying? And I can't make him see that. He just holding on to the past of what occurred as far as discipline wise, when my daddy would just show up and he gonna discipline you on a problem that's handling. I mean, he's not wrong, but he's always been there. Yeah. My daddy has never not been in a situation where he hasn't been a father. Yeah. But in my brother's sense, he look at it as, oh, he was tough on me. And then he just, you know what I'm saying? He go on by his way and then, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He just went back to work. You know what I'm saying? Because he been working his whole life nonstop. He just stay out of town, but you know what I'm saying? He go back to work, but when he show up, he disciplined. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And instead of showing up to the football game, he show up when action is needed.
But that's what he knew to do.
That kid.
That's all he knew to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? He just didn't know it
see it different.
See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not holding something against you. You know what I'm saying? It's just me being I understand it. Yeah. My brother hasn't understood it yet.
That's true.
So it takes everybody their own time. Yeah. I don't think I really had, not a bit of, I don't think this question is actually about relationships. It could be about anything. I think only time my heart was broken was by the mother of my oldest child. And it had nothing to do with our relationship. It had to do with the relationship of my daughter. And I didn't see my daughter for 2 years. I had to hire private investigators to find her. Because going 2 years, not seeing my daughter from when she was 2017, 6 years old to 8 years old, missing 2 years, almost 2 years of her entire life. Like that changed me. It made me hard. I had already went through a divorce and I had already been to war, and it made me feel like, not only does my government not care about me, not only does the person that I married not care about me, but now this person that I was with gets to keep me from my seed. I think that crushed me as a human being, and it took me, and luckily my wife now, Randa, it took both of us to build me back up out of that, because I stopped trusting everything. Yeah. And it really, like she said earlier, Joe, welcome to your peace, because bro, I was so resentful towards her, and I was like, how do you do this to a person? But then I had to take a step back, like, okay, she going through her own stuff. She gonna do what she gonna do. Even though she shouldn't have stepped in the way of me and my daughter's relationship, I can't say the things she was going through in her mind. Like, maybe, he'd have married somebody that might kill my daughter. She might cut my daughter hair bald, this, that, and the third. Like, I couldn't tell what was going through her head, but it broke my heart not being able to see my seed. You know what I'm saying? But now, luckily, I got custody of my children, and I'm in their life every single day. So that heartbreak is gone. The resentment is gone. I'm in a good space, we're more than cordial. We can actually talk, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I value what you got with your wife and your son. Oh, yeah. Because, bro, being outside of that, could you imagine a day without Messiah? I know as a mother. We
just talked about this the other day.
Yeah, as a mother, y'all kind of got it, not to say that you got it the best, but you kind of got it good to where, especially in Texas, the courts are mostly going towards the mother, which is crazy. But as a father, and that's why I hate deadbeat dads. Like, you don't know how good you got it to where you could be in your children's life if you wanted to, because the mama wants you there. But when somebody actually takes it from you, it'll crush you. It'll kill you.
And that's terrible.
Man, it's terrible. Man, but it's so much better now. But I think
it's always better on the other side.
I think it made me a better person, though.
But you're a good guy. No, seriously.
But it might be because of that kind of stuff.
Well, I support that. My husband, we raised my stepdaughter, and I just think it's so important for men to really be able to take action like that. Yeah. And it's hard on men to be separated from their kids. People don't think about that, but you made them too. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So that's difficult. So,
but it's only certain men, though.
Yeah.
It's not all men. Yeah. That's what's crazy. And it's not all women that want to be their kids. Like, oh yeah, I'm a stepdad too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not just my 3 biological. I got a stepson too. And I treat him like the world. Treat him like the rest of my kids. So I don't know, man. Go ahead, Joe.
So mine is pretty much kind of just like how Flip said. I mean, the first time my heart was broke, my parents broke it. My mama broke my heart first. My mama was the first woman to break my heart, so no other woman could. So I never gave any other woman the opportunity to do that because my mama did that. So I was like, if she can do that, anybody can do it. I already had that mindset that I ain't putting that much energy into no relationship. Man. So I was already there from the front. It never was no female I ever dated that I was like, oh, my heart was broke. I might have reacted in an emotional stance and was mad, but my heart was never broke because my heart had been broke. Okay. It was already broke. It's still repairing now. What I've learned to do, because I've had these conversations with exes who felt like they broke my heart, or they be like, what I've told them that you hurt me, which they might have broke my heart. Let's just be real. It did break. Technically, it didn't break my heart because it was already broke. I already had that mindset that you can hurt me. So that I would speak on being hurt based off of heart. What I've done in the conversation the one thing that some people who I haven't spoken with yet, and the ones that I have spoken to, some people consider like, yeah, we did have that talk. It's some people that I haven't who might see this. The conversation I would have was, what was your intentions? And I would be respectful to realize that you aren't you then. The person when you broke my heart might not be you today. So I can't fault you for something you did at 16. You broke me when I was, if you cheated on me when I was 17, I feel like I got played and, maybe I guess it was a mini heartbreak. I say a crack because it was already broke. So I say it was a crack. If you added a crack to my heart, I'm going to judge you based off of what are your intentions today? When I talk to you today, do you see what you did that hurt me? And we had that conversation on an honest level, and you be like, back then I wasn't even thinking about you like that. I just, I liked him more than I liked you, so I went that route. That's who you were at that time. I'm not with you now, so I don't know how you treating people. Yeah. I hope that you realize this conversation can make you be better for who you with now. I hope that you can be a better person now. But the only one thing that I will always say to a person that broke my heart is that, who are you now?
Come on, Joe. Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Who are you now? Because the person that you was that day ain't today. You not who you was yesterday. Yesterday is history.
Yeah. That's good.
People be looking at, history is like something that happened 20 years ago. No, history is yesterday. That's really yesterday.
10 seconds ago.
History was when we got here.
Exactly.
When I met you, that was history. I can't go back to the first time I met you.
Yeah.
So that's history. So I'm always, like I said, I'm in a walk of grace.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm in a walk of intent.
Yeah.
I'm all about people's intent. What was your intention when you did that?
Oh, yeah.
Were you truly intending to hurt? If you tell me and you like, I tried to hurt you because I was mad about this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna gauge your intent. And if your intent is too high,
because that can happen again.
Yeah, it can happen again. Exactly. And if you're not working on how to manage your intentions, and if you're not working on you, then you're gonna do this again. You haven't learned any. No, there's no character development. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When you watch the TV show, the character Tyreek ain't acting how he
we're talking about power.
Tyreek ain't got the same energy. If you watch this last,
I still don't like him though.
I mean, but think about it though. Development. Still, but at the end of the day, I didn't like the actions he made. Yeah. But the person who he is now ain't who he was then.
Completely different person.
I'm just saying that's just a. And people be watching TV shows based off of if it's this is that. No, you gotta look at the details. The details that you ain't who you started. Agreed. I mean, we can go from anything. You can go to Dragon Ball Z. I can take the anime. Goku couldn't turn into a Super Saiyan when it first came out.
Who is Goku, child?
Oh, wait. Don't do this.
I don't take me down.
I don't watch it no more. Yeah, I don't watch it no more, but I'm just saying.
Take me down there.
The first time I watched it, he was just a fighting. He could do number fight. Yeah. But now he turned into Super Saiyan 6. He on a whole nother power scheme.
He losing it.
I'm just going. I'm just giving it some character development. What you get on
character development?
From anything, soap opera. You didn't watch the soap opera. You seen it. Vic used to cheat. Now Vic is hey, you know what I'm saying?
You got it.
It's people. It's our grandmas. Our grandmas was once wild. Yeah, a lot of us got a wild grandma that did the most foolery. That's what I'm for real. Think about it. Your auntie that caused the most, they act the most fool. then did the most.
Yeah.
But the one that can tell you the most about life did the most.
Yeah.
Most of the time when you talk to somebody and they give you some honest advice that make you a better person, that person went through that.
Yeah.
Or they went through something so traumatic that changed their outlook. Me, I did stuff to people that put me in a position where it's time to change. Because I want a different reaction. So let me change me. That's why I can get deep.
All right,
it's been real. I appreciate you for coming.
No, I really appreciate you too.
I'm glad y'all had. Yeah,
this is good. This been good.
These are prescribed. I don't want you thinking I'm being rude. Because sometimes people be like, "You got he had on his shades the whole time." These are prescribed.
Joe, I just thought you was cool.
No, these are prescribed. These is medicated.
That's a good one.
Medicine.
Yeah, I love it. Not the medicine. Come on.
I can see you.
No, thank y'all for having me. For real. It's just real good to tap in. Just
tell us how we can reach you.
Yeah. You can always reach me at Marlena at MarlenaForTexas.com on all the socials. We're at Marlena for Texas. If you want to hit me up, holla at me. I give you the number. You know, again, like I like to tell people is everything that we get, we raise. So we don't get money from the national party. We don't get money from the state party. Everything we get is local and homegrown. So you can donate to Marlena for Texas on the website through Cash App or through Venmo. But again, every dollar we get is a dollar spent back in our community. It costs us to get punch cards. It costs us for signs. All those things we give away. T-shirts, we give them away. You know what I mean? Where, you know, on the national level, you buying signs from them people and still sending money. On the state level, you buying signs and still sending them money. You know what I mean? Every dollar we get is a dollar you see.
Where can we get your signs?
Oh, I keep them in my car. Well, she cleaned out my car. I should have brought some.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll have them dropped off. Yeah.
All donated things.
Yeah, I will definitely give you one.
Where's the next place we can step out to vote?
October 21st, early voting begins. You can vote at any of your precincts, any of your polling places until November the 1st. And then November the 5th, of course, you know, is the first and last day to, you know, for the main election. If you want to support, come out tomorrow. We'll be at the Methvin from 1 to 8 watching the Cowboys game. Missy gonna be cooking some wings. We got some barbecue going. You know, play some dominoes, play some cards, watch the game. Yeah. I mean, don't do it because I might
show up now. You talk about some cards and some dominoes too. I might show up now. You know how to tap in.
Look, don't play with me.
Don't do that.
Okay, I'm just saying because it gets real at the space table.
I would hate to have to beat you and then take your seat.
My God,
don't do that.
This man play every game,
everything. You better ask him
every game.
Well, you better bring it there because I'm ready. Okay, I like a good space partner, a good space game. Yeah, you let me know.
I just learned how to play spades. Shout out to SA.
Oh, we ain't. I don't know if you be my partner there, Joe. You just learned how to play spades.
Yeah, I ain't ready.
Taught me how to play. I did not know understand it, but SA taught me how to play spades. Shout out to him. He's no longer with us.
So you said MarlenaForTexas.com?
Yep, MarlenaForTexas.com on all the socials. And
what's your socials?
It's still Instagram. It's all Marlena for Texas. You can find at Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Marlena for Texas, email Marlena at Marlena for Texas. You can find us out there, you know. And then if you want to catch up sooner, meet me at the Methvin tomorrow. I'll be there from 1 to 8.
Okay.
After elected, tell us something that you want to tell us. You know what I'm saying? After you get elected. Go ahead, just something as soon as they say
your mission statement?
Yeah, you been elected. What's something you want to tell us?
Let's get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. We out here. We doing it. For real. Get ready. And that's it. Really, get ready. Okay, we about to go.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, East Texas, stand up. Come on now.
Yeah.
Did you vote? Are you gonna vote? Oh, will you ask people that you know to vote, please? And will you ask them to vote for me? Thank you.